Goodbye. Goodbye.
We out here, you know, still a hell of a week. And yeah, man, welcome to the Late Night Boxing Talks. All my hate watchers watching me out there in the boxing cosmos, hate is just love in reverse. Y'all just need to admit it to yourselves. Y'all love this. Y'all love this guy. This guy right here, y'all love this guy. That's why y'all stay in his business. I can't tweet on my page, my own thoughts, without somebody running back and telling, if somebody even is running back, which I don't think. I think just hawking my page, because the response time is far too quick. It's far too quick. I bet if I said something right now about a certain someone, they would immediately react, which is what gives it away. Word travels, but not that fast. You know what I mean? And we out here. Took in yesterday's fight with Jade Green and Olivia Curry. Very entertaining fight. Very entertaining fight with Amanda and Heather, their rematch. Overall, I was entertained. You know, I bought the show to support Amanda, to support Jade. I bought it. I was more interested in their fights than the main event. We'll admit that. We have a really good fight coming up this weekend. We got Emmanuel Navarrete versus Emmanuel Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. La pelea de los mexicanitos. That's going to be a good fight. That is a fight that is almost guaranteed to be a Mexican drug cartel shootout, a fisticuffs, putazos de gloria. I'm looking forward to that. That's a great fight, man. And we're going to be talking about that tonight, along with a few other fun subjects. I am kind of leaning towards Oscar, because I feel like Oscar, his fundamentals are somewhat better than Emmanuel. A lot of what Emmanuel has been able to do at 122 and 126 is due to his physical dimensions. That he was always very tall for those weights, he's always very long for those weights. So he was allowed to get away with certain sins that at a higher weight, with bigger punchers, counter punchers in particular, like Liam Wilson was, who had a lot of success before he was stopped. And by all rights, being honest, he should have won the fight. Those sins catch up to you, you know? I think it was Boxing Beats and Rams that said it, that, you know, sometimes when they work to get you a victory that you don't deserve, it's going to haunt you. What was working against Emmanuel at his new weight, well, it wasn't weight anymore. You can't claim that you were weight drained, right? You can't claim that you left too much of yourself in the gym in preparation for the match. You were at a new weight. What really caught up to him is you can't do all the same stuff that you were doing at 122 and 126 because the kids at 130 are a little bigger, they're a little longer, take a better punch, and they can counter. They can counter safely. And that's what Liam Wilson was doing with a lot of success. He was just countering Emmanuel, who throws these big college frat boy hooks, and he leans over his lead foot, lunging in, his chin is exposed. Just a lot of things that you could have got away with guys like Isaac Dogbe, who's a very short, stumpy fighter. He doesn't have long extremities. He doesn't have the biggest physical dimensions. You can get away with that with the Isaac Dogbes of the world and so on and so forth. But a fighter with a little bit of height and a little bit of length and a little bit of snap in their punches, a little bit of their power, a little bit of power, they can get to you, you know? And that's what we saw in the Liam Wilson fight. And Liam Wilson, by no stretch of the imagination, God bless him, but it's no slight at Liam to say that he is not as experienced a fighter as Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez has been a champion at 2 weights. He's battle tested. Win over Scott Quigg. Knockout win over Miguel Burchelt. The loss that he suffered to young Shakur S. Rodriguezson. He's a good fighter, Oscar. And he makes me proud to be Mexican, which is saying a lot because I'm really Dominican. So, you know, I like Oscar. I've always felt that Oscar's voice is too deep for his little body because he's not a big person. But that guy's voice is really deep. You know what I mean? It's like a cartoon or some shit. Like, you know, like a Japanese anime. They'll have a cartoon character that looks like a kitten, like Yu-Gi-Oh! But they'll have this deep voice.
It is deep, not that.
Like this. They'll have a deep voice and shit. Motherfucker resemble a cat, like a kitty cat. Had his deep ass voice. On my Oscar Valdez beat. Shout out to my
Man, but you will so. In my opinion, I see next Saturday's fight as a reenactment of Burchelt versus Valdez. Want to get some opinions on that fight because that's going to be a really good fight brought to us by Uncle Bob Air on Top Rank. Good people over there at Top Rank doing what they can this year. Few good cards. It's not really their year this year. It is a PBC year. PBC's putting on a lot of big shows. They are. So it's their year. And they really needed one. You know, but Bob is doing his thing. He's giving us value for money this year.
When you consider Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez, Navarrete versus Valdez, these are really good fights, to be completely honest with you. Those are both really good fights that don't cost the consumer an arm and a leg, you know, and you got to give him credit for that. That those are actually 2 really, really good fights. So, you know, it's unfortunate that the heavyweight division is in the state that it's in, that it's really cooling off. But in my space yesterday, I talked about why that is. That when you're basically 1 fight away from what is the heavyweight division's version of the Super Bowl, you know, the undisputed heavyweight title fight between the only 2 champions at the weight. When you're only 1 fight away from that, and you know that it's not going to happen this year. If you don't know anything else, you know that if it happens, it won't be this year. That puts a damper on the whole division because in the minds of the consumers, that's what it's all for. That's what we're building towards. Every time there's a title fight or a title defense, or any time that someone ends up picking up an alphabet title, in the mind of the consumer, they believe that it's all built up for an inexorable showdown between all of the champions. Here today at heavyweight, there are only two. And that we all know that the fight between them, if it ever happens, it won't be this year. It puts a damper on the whole division. Tack on the latest fiasco with Dillian White. I don't even have the stomach for it. I don't have the patience. Shout out to my man Isaiah Guzman. Espera. Ahí está. Mira. Isaías. Tú sabes. Tú sabes. Big fan of your sister. One of the best boxers I've ever seen. No doubt about it. But I don't want them to fight. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I don't want them to fight. I could go the rest of my life and they don't fight because I'm a big fan of both. Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. And I don't want to see that. I'm old. I've been doing pull-ups all day. My torso hurts. My lats hurt. Interior of my bicep hurts. Right? I'm old. And I don't need my blood pressure being raised by that fight. Right? Shout out to Rico. Rico said Alicia B equals my wife. Listen, you gonna have to fight Michael over that, bro. That's between you and Michael. So I don't know if y'all want to set something up like a sparring session to fight for the hand of Alicia, but that's something that y'all gotta work out. Y'all gotta work that out. And it just hurts the division that there's really one mega fight, and we all know what it is, but we all know we're not going to get it. So we approach the division and anything happening within it with a, kind of like a blasé attitude. There's some good fights en route. If nothing else, we still have Joyce versus Zhang, which is a good fight. I like the rematch. I actually don't mind it. It's a good rematch. But it's like, and they're looking for an opponent for Anthony Joshua, which is also like, can we just get the show? Can we just get the ball rolling? Can things at heavyweight happen without a fiasco? Some speculate that this may be the end of Dillian White, This may be the end for him, that he's basically done at the world level, because this is the third time that he's tested positive for a banned substance. And obviously, every time it happens, it gets harder to defend. That, like, come on, dog, you gonna tell us you're innocent again? That's what you told us the first two times, You start to wonder if you should even get upset when a fighter tests positive for a banned substance, because the picture that it paints is that everybody's on something. It's not that, oh, who's doping? It's who isn't doping, So my attitude and my demeanor towards that has changed over time to where I feel like, yeah, most of these guys are probably on something, to be completely honest. But then if most of these guys are on something, then what is this? And why is it happening? You might have heard me say in previous lives that I don't view VADA or the World Boxing Council's clean boxing program as an anti-doping effort. I view it as a form of extortion. That's what I view it as. I don't actually believe that it's the way they say it is. And you can make of that what you will. You could call me a conspiracy theorist, however you want to put it. But when anybody from Canelo to Tyson Fury to Luis Neri to Zolani Tete, let me do that with the reverb on. Zolani Tete. I love doing that shit. When anybody from Canelo Alvarez to Tyson Fury to Zolani Tete to fucking Jean Pascal to Alexander Povetkin, Jarrell Miller, two times Dillian White, 3 times Alexander Povetkin, 2 times Lucas Brown, 2 times Luis Ortiz, 2 times. I mean, the sport is rife with people that get caught red-handed. So at what point do you, cognizant of this, at what point do you say, you know what, everybody's on something, man? That's what it is. But if everybody's on something, then what's all this anti-doping stuff about? Why not just keep it hush hush? And that's what opens the door for conspiracies that, and I said this in the space that I did yesterday, that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have a lot of enemies. They have enemies in America. They have enemies in the United Kingdom. And corporate espionage is a real thing. Like, that's a real thing. That's not movie stuff. That's reality. So when you have that many enemies and you're trying to keep a leg up, it's not outside the realm of possibility that someone may try to sabotage you. What happened with Connor Ben and Chris Eubank is still very suspicious to me, because if you're a Londoner, like I'm a Londoner, I'm from London, you would know that that was a big money fight. They were going to make a lot of fucking money with that fight. And out of the clear blue sky, it all goes to hell in a handbasket. And then you think about this fight, that they were going to make a lot of money with this fight, whether you're excited about it or not. They were going to make a lot of money with this Joshua versus White fight. And then out of the clear blue sky, here we go again. All right. It just starts to paint a picture where I could believe that Dillian is just a dirty fucking fighter. Of course. I could believe that. It's easy. But I could also believe that clandestinely there are people that are trying to throw Eddie Hearn under the bus and stifle Matchroom's progress, because in many ways, they're still the biggest game in town when it comes to the UK boxing scene. Nobody fucking does it like Mr. Eddie Mother fucking Hearn. Shout out to my man Clavo Morales, que lo que manín. Body bag, Mr. Potato Head Fernan, LOL, salute, bendiciones. Muchas gracias, hermano, ya tú sabes. Ese tipo no me gusta porque él es un embustero. He's a fucking liar. I don't like that fucking guy, man. He dragged Bud's name through the mud and the shit. So he's just getting his comeuppance for doing that for 5 years. That's all I'm doing. I'm reminding people who were the narrative tellers, who were the people diminishing one of the best American boxers to ever lace the gloves up. This Terence motherfucking Crawford. What the fuck was my reverb? Zolani Tete. Zolani Tete. Love saying that shit. I feel that Bud's treatment in the American boxing scene was a travesty. The most talented of the talented Americans gets his name dragged in the mud for 5 years for no reason other than what promoter he's with. He gets his name dragged in the mud for no reason other than pursuing a fight that people are supposed to want to see. And there were a lot of people that didn't want to see that fight. They can pretend that they did, but they know who they are. They didn't really want to know what would happen if you put Terence Crawford in the ring with Errol Spence. They didn't really want to know because they were afraid. It's how they are. But Terence, I feel like Terence is a testament to how the truth always comes to the light sooner or later. He was always better than Errol. It took a long time for a lot of people to see that, but they finally saw it. It's only a matter of time. Truth always comes out. And now Jermell, I'm going to talk about this on the relay, but now Jermell is saying that he will return beyond the Canelo Alvarez fight, that he will return to junior middleweight and he will take on Terence. But, bro, if you go up there and you get knocked out, you're not going to come right back. Come on. You're not going to come right back. If you win, you may have to fight him again. That's if you win. I don't think he's going to win. But if he does, he might have to fight Canelo again in an even more lucrative pay-per-view. If he loses, he's probably going to take some time off and spend some of the money that he made. So it all sounds good. It's kind of like when his brother said that he would return in June. June is come and gone, and he didn't return. People just say things, They just say things. They all made their bed, now they have to lie in it. Mel versus Bud is a good tune-up for Terence in Tazoo. Had a really good space yesterday during the Nate Diaz versus Connor Ben. Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul fight. And we talked about the other side of boxing, Twitter, and all the things that have been happening over there, the general toxicity of that small substrata of individuals that consider themselves revolutionaries for basically projecting the same bigotry and biases they like to accuse everyone else of having. You've heard me say on many occasions that what they are doing is little more than projecting their inadequacies onto other people as a means to control the narrative by commandeering it behind false flags and virtue signaling that somehow you're fighting for something. You're not fucking fighting for anything. You're just a bunch of fucking assholes. And I like Steve, shout out to Steve, the great Steve Kim. I like Steve. I'm not for that censorship. I'm not for it. You should get to have your little piece of the pie so that you can feel like you're doing something. I'm not actually for that kind of censorship, but there's only so much that people are going to tolerate, you know? There's only so much you're going to be able to get away with. After a while, and I've told you guys this many times, just not lately, but if you go to videos from previous years, I've told you that what a lot of these people are doing is taking boxing and using it as something to make it about themselves and the hate that they have in here. That how many times have you heard me say these motherfuckers hate everybody? They hate everybody. It's not just me. They hate everybody. So I guess for better or worse, some people think it's a good thing that an individual like that one, whose name shall not be mentioned as he is not worthy to be mentioned, but you know, that somebody like that shouldn't have a platform because all they're going to do is spread their hateful views onto other people, and that anyone going along with it is a cuck. That like why would you go along with that when you're essentially the person that they're trashing? Like, you're going to go along with that because you feel like you're fighting for something. You're not fighting for anything. None of you are freedom fighters for staging spaces on Twitter. It's a very poor excuse for activism. There are very real ways to get active, and that is not one of them. I wouldn't even call that the bare minimum, you know. But they try to turn subjects about the sport of boxing into taboo subjects on the premise that some may feel it's too awkward to speak. In order to elicit silence, let's turn an otherwise ho hum, innocuous conversation about boxing into something tribal, something that it isn't. You know, it's pretty fucking ridiculous, to be completely honest. And it doesn't work on me. I think it's because many of them don't know what I am. I am.
The Alpha and the Omega. You can't control me, you piece of shit.
My buddy on the other side of Twitter, I ain't even gonna say no names. I bet you they watching this live right now. I bet you. A lot of background noise. That takes care of that. You know? At the slightest mention, they lose their minds.
Slightest mention. I don't got to say a lot. Slightest mention. I could say something right now on Twitter and set my watch by the amount of time it's going to take for them to respond. It's clear to me that nobody's running back and telling anybody anything. That's just you hawking my page. Shout out to Rico. When you come into the UK, when things in America get bad enough, I'll move to Liverpool, dye my hair blonde, change my name. Fucking Mike is having issues, man. I'm trying to figure out why that is. Why is that? Let me see, because I can hear stuff. Let's see. Yeah, you know, Mike's getting choppy. Might have to get myself a new mic. I got the money. I'll just get a new mic. I'll get because this mic, it's decent. Didn't cost much though, so you kind of get what you pay for. It didn't cost much. Can you hear me? You hear me? It didn't cost much, so you get what you pay for. Just wondering what that background noise is. So I can hear something in the background. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I always figure it out. Can you hear me? All right, that takes care of the background noise. I think it took care of the background noise. I think it did. Let me see. I think that takes care of the background noise. And yeah, you know, get an Atari 2600. Will do, bro. If it's a good microphone, I'm willing to pay for quality. So if it's a good microphone, I'll be happy to purchase it. An Atari 2600. I'll open up the chat to the panel. Feeling very calm, mostly because I've been doing pull-ups all day and I'm tired. My arms hurt, but I like the pain. I like how it feels. Makes me feel alive. You know what I mean? I was gonna just work on another episode of the relay, but that would have took longer than I wanted it to. So here we are. I didn't feel like editing all day, all night, so I decided to just do a little live instead. I gotta get a new. I don't know if that's the mic or if that's just the soundboard. It's not a very good soundboard.
I hope you're not looking up an Atari because that's just, bro. You're old enough. You should know it's a gaming console.
I thought he was talking about a mic.
Bro, you're a dinosaur. How do you not know what an Atari is? Didn't you grow up on ET?
No, yeah, but I mean, I thought Atari probably got into the microphone business. Like, you know that
bankrupt.
They went bankrupt?
They haven't been a thing since the 70s, dude.
Well, that fucking sucks. Now, I want to start. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yo, Jules, on an unrelated boxing note, you remember the Everest College commercial where that dude was saying, yo, you're sitting on the couch, you're not doing anything, yo, go to college and shit, right? You know that motherfucker's a rapper, right? He's talking all gay. No. He's all that unconscionable gangster shit, and he's a rapper. And mind you, the nigga trash. The nigga is garbage. Like, yo, I'm about to put the link in the private chat. Yo, this thing is so bad. Like, you would think, like, yo, they paid you and you did a really good job on that commercial. You would think you would have a reputable career as an actor.
Yo, listen. Oh, it was a dude. God. It was a dude, right? That was last week. One of these Spence fans that was mad, right? Turns out he's an aspiring rapper. I go to this guy's shit, man. I was like, oh my God, why do y'all be? Can you not tell that you trash? Nobody told you that your shit is garbage?
That's so mean, bro.
Nah,
they're trying to make it. They're trying to make it.
I told him. I fucking told him, Michael. I told him, like, yo, for on some real shit, your shit is garbage. Like, fuck this boxing shit.
You're sitting on your couch on a Twitter space all day.
That's hilarious.
I told him, motherfucker. I went to iTunes. I looked up his shit. I went to because I seen the link. I'm like, all right, let me listen to this bullshit. See what this motherfucker talk. And bear in mind, this is a Spence fan that you know he's really upset and all the stuff. And I go to this shit, and you know I did my video thing where like
is he a Virgo? Is he a Virgo or some shit?
Nah, like yo, you know what's sad? He another Capricorn.
Who is this actually?
This was last week. This was this dude, man. I think he's in Baltimore because them Baltimore rappers, like, bro, good rappers don't come. Listen, good rappers don't come out of Baltimore, bro.
There's only one dude. His name was Comp, and he was on Ghostface Run song, and he was only on the video version. That motherfucker that claimed the fame is he only had one hand.
Listen, B, this motherfucker sounded like he had Tourette's, like, like, yo, man, shut the fuck up, bro.
Like
nobody gonna buy that shit. The fuck make you think somebody gonna buy that shit? You better off making beats.
Yo, if you're a dude on Twitter and your avatar is you playing football and you're talking boxing, I know you're gonna say some bullshit about boxing.
I know, yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you're a good friend and you know your man is dead ass garbage, tell that nigga he whack, please.
It don't happen. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why it don't happen. I remember I worked as an engineer for a while, and it's like you're not going to tell somebody that come in a studio pays you cash money by the hour, especially when it's like $225 or some crazy shit like that. You're not going to tell them, yo, your shit is garbage, B. You need a new job. Nah, go ahead, B. Do your first, lay your first track down.
No,
then
we're not
then we
talking
going to
about
stack it. Then we going to ad lib it.
That shit was fire.
That shit was
That
fire,
shit was
B.
fire.
Yo, you should add another track to that. You know, because
Just
you
really
charge him
quick,
per hour.
Yeah,
this Twitter space disrespect is wild. Okay, well, one second, my guy. One second. I have literally built my whole equilibrium thing off of Twitter Spaces. So I just want to say shout out to the Twitter Space people. Not obviously everybody else apart from me, but
yeah, you
shout
out
to you, Jules. I love you, my bro. You're my big bro. You know you've always been a hero of mine for God knows
That's
the
what I
last
try to
20
be.
years,
I try to be a hero.
Well, you are
Capricorn scumbag. What the fuck, hero?
Nah, you know what this shit is? You know what this shit is? Is that now that I don't have to lie, and because I really hate lying. But when I was doing it, it's like.
By the way, I gave you the last of my Spence money, by the way, for those super chats. So I just want to check you out that one. Thank you.
You know, I don't like being dishonest. So when you recording people, remember that a couple of years ago, I want to say over 15, maybe more, close to 20. It was a lot of aspiring rappers, and I think there still are. And there was a genuine market for anybody who
the
could help someone.
SoundCloud rappers, Jules.
Well,
do you remember?
Now is SoundCloud. When I was young, you know, they would go.
MySpace.
They would go exactly.
MySpace,
but that's what MySpace was for, though. MySpace originally was for musicians to be able to post their music, but then random.
I thought it was mixtapes. No, people weren't going around giving people their mixtapes.
I mean, they were doing that too.
Bro,
it's just, that's a very slow way to get your name out there. Giving out mixtapes.
Back in the day, there was like my OGs and shit like that. Like they would be like outside like Skepta and these people like now you know obviously Skepta and all these like they with Drake or whatever. Like when I was a yacht, when I was a young buck, a baby fowl, as you would say. They were outside in the shops, bro. Literally shotting, and I say shotting, that's a UK term for selling. They were shotting their mixtapes right outside of like shops, outside of a Walmart, outside of a TK Maxx, outside of a this, and they
but that's a very slow way. Like that was all. Even when I was young, that was a very slow, like that. Honestly, to me, that's more of a 90s thing because if we're talking about circa 99 and the 2000s, what you wanted to do was cut a demo, then get it to an A&R, or maybe, you know, get a DJ to play it. Yada,
but that's where we're from, though, Jules. Like you and me are from the era where that's how, you know, like people used to get all of their stuff.
Story
out there,
is
like,
if your man's is fucking garbage, your man's is fucking garbage, man.
I don't agree. I don't disagree with that. Sorry.
Yo, bro, I didn't.
If you was an engineer and you getting money, you charging anywhere in between $100 for an hour to 200. Studio course was crazy back then. No, listen to me. But I'm not talking about somebody I'm friends with, right? I'm saying as if you did this as a profession and you had to sit there and stomach a bunch of garbage ass artists, you want to tell them, yo, listen, man, you not gonna make it. You better go study nursing, bitch. Because you're not gonna make it. Get your CD out, my God. Get your CD out, bro. This rap shit, it's not gonna take off, bro.
But yo, let's talk some
boxing. Take a welding class.
But for real though,
I would have said this before we get to boxing. I would say this. You know your mom hates you, right?
Yo, I'm
hate me, bro.
I'm gonna say this.
The rapper.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like you will have, and it'll be joints that look good. They'll get in there. They'll be on a million shit like, bitch, why are you rapping, bitch? Go into prostitution. You can make money in prostitution.
Sell that ass.
Sell that cooch.
Does anybody remember when Hollywood Undead became a big thing back in the 2000s? They were like one of the very first rap groups to go viral on the internet.
Yeah, and that was another thing, that the experience now is a lot more tailored to the individual, which is good and bad. It's good because if you actually have creative ingenue, then there are no limitations to what you can do all on your own without having to involve producers that really don't understand your sound. If you have actual talent.
But you using RJ New like you fucking reading shit.
I'm
you
fucking smart, bro.
You
Listen,
well read? What's the last book you read, you piece of shit?
Listen, I don't gotta tell you nothing. Actually, the last book I read was The Taking by Dean Koontz, fiction writer. Right. Back to the point. It's good and bad because they're watering down what music sounds like. The people that don't have talent, that like, why do you should not do music? You fucking it up. Stop. You just trying to sound like some shit you heard on the radio. You don't got nothing to say. What, that you were poor? So were the rest of us, bro. What the fuck? And you were poor? What, you're going to shoot up the club? You're going to shoot up the place with the guns that you don't have? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Go get your CDL, bro. UPS is hiring, bro. Not going to make it. So last week, there was a guy, angry Spence fan. He was mad over my tweet that I said that Errol, because of the beating that he took, and they don't want to understand that you can't get the shit beat out of you for 9 3-minute rounds. That'll change you, so running it back before you run it back with Crawford, maybe you should consider retirement, because if you fight him again, he's going to retire you. This guy gets mad about it. Yeah, personal insults. I listen to this fucking garbage. I'm like, yo, y'all walk around thinking that shit sound hot, don't you? You walk around thinking, you gonna kill it with this one, right? Homie.
Look, I'll tell you what they think. They think they think Spence will come back because he'll get some of those Doom health packs and he'll be back to 100%.
You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers like
Doom health packs.
And the delusions that you have about Errol are reflected in the delusions you have about your would-be music career. Like, bro, like, see, I get it. I see how y'all end up in this place of delusion. Bro, ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. Who the fuck you think want to hear you, bro? Let me turn some of you on, bro. Play this garbage so that so I get a brain bleed or something. Like, man, if y'all don't get out of here,
like I get a fucking aneurysm or some foul shit like that. I hate you niggas.
Mr. T, I've listened to the clip of that guy on the Boxing Voice say Bud took everything from him 10 times. Yo, I love that he whooped
he did. Man. I heard that guy, man.
I heard that shit, yo. And I don't know what the bald-head dude name is, but he funny as shit. And that's his co-host. He told him, yo, why don't you go pray or something?
Yeah, yo, that shit was funny as shit, bro. That was funny. He said, you took everything from me.
Yo, he told the dude, yo,
I hate him for that.
Yo, these guys actually need help.
Yo, he said that. Dude said
he literally did, man.
He sounded like Zod, bro. You remember Man of Steel? When Zod was like,
you know, crazy when I heard that shit.
I believe him. Like, I felt the honesty, bro, from him. Like, I believe him.
That shit made me laugh, bro. Like, I was crying. Like,
he said, "You took everything from me."
Even the radio host was sitting there, like, "What the fuck?"
Yo, Nesta looked shocked, and his co-host was like, "Bro, he took everything from me." Like,
I think that was a troll.
Nah, that was not a troll, bro. That was not a troll, bro.
He was way too sincere over that phone line.
He said you took everything from me.
Everything.
I won. Now does Bex.
You want to see these rolls?
Mike, tell me something. Farrakhan was crying over this guy. You really think it's far-fetched that somebody bet everything they had on the guy?
Exactly.
Really?
That Farrakhan was bringing him up on the pulpit before really, Farrakhan?
Before his congregation, really? You know you got your ass whooped if he's even talking about it.
You know it's funny. Crazy. You know it's funny? Farrakhan cares about Errol Spence, but didn't care about Malcolm X enough not to get him killed. Ain't that
word?
No, I'm going to tell you what. Leadership, you got to be wary of anybody who's in a position of power, including Farrakhan. All these idealists, they're all con men, man. Like, the fuck you think going on? They're all con men.
Farrakhan.
Yeah,
real leaders lead by example, not by all that bullshit.
But dude, here's the thing about Farrakhan, though. Like, yeah, he's a piece of shit and a con man. But when it came down to it, he really did get in front of a camera and look Malcolm X's daughter in the face and say that he didn't kill him, but he apologized for fanning the flames that brought about his death. So I always thought that was very big of him.
Yo, look, I'm gonna give you
fuck that dude.
the story of Cain and Abel has been retold before your eyes a million times in different ways, and that is just one. That's just one. Motherfuckers is haters, man. It don't matter what you doing. If you doing it good, it's always gonna be a motherfucker that hate on you for that. It don't matter what you doing. And I feel like, yo, that's another example. Malcolm was doing his thing. He's influential. You know, he got the voice of God in there because he influenced people and all of that. So you could tell he's like an anointed type of person and all of that. And you hating on him, man, because you don't want him to be that. You want that to be you. It's always a motherfucker like that.
You know, it's funny in the
Malcolm. I hate a motherfucker like that too. Ooh, I hate a motherfucker.
Well, I hate hating ass motherfuckers. But like I was saying, in the Malcolm X movie that Spike Lee made, you can see, like, for example, Brother Baines, you can see the hate in his eyes. But you know what really got him effed up was this. When he ratted, and I can't say he ratted out because what Elijah Muhammad was doing with underage girls was inappropriate and some foul ass shit. But once he started airing out the nation's business, and coupled with the fact when he said the chickens came home to roost, he was a man with no land and no protection. So that got him killed there. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but telling the truth, see, the shit is, man, like, it's not good to try to. It's like you know the song "Don't Save Her." She don't want to be saved, right? Right? You remember that?
Yeah.
That don't just apply to these slurs. That shit don't these slurs. It don't just apply to. It apply to every, like. Don't try to save these motherfuckers. If they wanted to be saved, they would save themselves, man. If you dumb, go be dumb, bro. I'm over here. I don't.
I like how you said that. You still New York? You still New York?
When the fuck have I not been, motherfucker? You crazy?
I like that.
You crazy?
Yeah.
Just saying, like, if you can't. If you try
can't
to
save everybody,
don't you notice that it be the people that have everyone else in mind that get it the worst? That's another story that has been retold before our very eyes many times. Where you talking about Jesus Christ or Martin Luther King or Galileo for simply telling the truth. They put Galileo in a tower and let him rot for telling the world, you know, we're not the center of the universe, right?
Shout out to Galileo. R.I.P.
Shout out to Galileo, bro. He tried. The lesson in that bottle is you got
be dangerous.
The lesson in that bottle is, yo, if you around a bunch of dumb motherfuckers, just let them be dumb, man. The fuck you trying to let them go ahead, man. You believe that shit. You think the earth is flat, huh? Go ahead, man. You think that there's land mass beyond Antarctica? I'll tell you what. Why don't you go down there and find out?
I think people will kill you because you know it's funny that a lot of the old artists used to make music, and they used to have like album covers talking some real esoteric shit outside of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, you ever heard of Agartha?
Nah.
No, look it up because they said that was like the inner opening of the earth where there's actually vegetation and life forces and everything. I don't know how true that is, but
I'll tell you. Can I tell you why I'm not a proponent of any of these cockamamie theories?
Are you talking about the hollow earth theory?
Can I tell you? Let me tell you. All right, at the center of the earth, there is not fucking Jurassic Park. There is molten lava, liquefied metal. That's what gives us our electromagnetic.
You saw Godzilla versus
people are lunatics. These people are fucking lunatics, bro. Their lives are so boring that they have to imagine that they're living in a movie.
But that's wild.
That's what it is. They have to imagine they're living in a movie that, yeah, man, there's a whole fucking civilization under the earth. And everybody's not like, bro, like, you just watch a lot of TV, bro.
Wait, people actually believe that?
Yeah, but
people believe that.
Jules. If Pandora is real, and if I'm able to if there's just some Pandoran liaisons to be had. I would like to put myself forward to, for on behalf of the human race, because I just fucking hate women at the minute right now. Pause. No homo. No homo. Pause.
What happened?
I have my
God
reasons.
bless you, Rico. God bless you, Rico. Brave men have tried.
Listen, man, the point is that if you have a basic understanding, and it's not believing things because people say them, because I don't believe anything anybody says anyway. It's just a basic understanding of how things work, because you can duplicate that on a smaller scale with a controlled experiment. The center of the earth, there is metal. Because there is metal and the earth is spinning, it creates an electromagnetic field. That electromagnetic field protects us from solar flares, among other things. There are not dinosaurs.
In the words of the great Drewski, what do you mean by that?
Drewski, well, I think that Drewski is a great example of this generation and how most of them.
Hey, we don't claim him. Hey, fuck off. Nah.
Just saying.
Nah, he ain't. Nah.
A lot of stupid motherfuckers with a lot of nothing to say. That's the testament to this generation, because many of these things are actually very easy to understand, and you can literally duplicate it on a smaller scale in a controlled environment. The idea that the earth is flat.
And they have.
How do you reconcile that? What really happens is these people are bored. Their lives are boring. So they spice up their lives by believing in these fucking fantasies that, yeah, man, there's all these fucking continents behind Antarctica. Like, really, dog? Really?
Personally, I like to subscribe to the theory that the world is actually a flying donut. Personally.
I would like to believe that, and it's a delicious
I would love to believe that, but I wouldn't, because Jules
the glazed donut, huh?
Yup. Actually, or if you want,
medium rare.
I don't know, man. I'd say it's more along the lines of a big giant twister donut, man. As fucked up as everything is.
I mean, from
what it really is a giant cock floating in space.
Jules, just respectfully, it's pronounced cuck.
Wait a minute. What the fuck? Hey, wait a minute now. There's nothing gay about a cock. I've got a fucking cock, and it got nothing to do with no gay shit.
Why were you thinking of a cock, though?
No, wait. Jules, again, respectfully, I have a cock. You have a cock.
You perverts. Okay. He meant a fucking rooster.
You see, as someone with a sociology degree and associates, that is clearly a Freudian slip.
It's not a Freudian slip because I didn't slip. I said it deliberately. It's a giant fucking cock, and you know why it's a giant cock? Because it's full of dickheads.
I like to subscribe to the belief that humanity, there's always been stupid people around us, but with the evolution of humanity and its technology, the internet has exposed the fact that our idea of scope is not as big as we'd like it to be. So, of course, we're not going to...
The internet has actually made our minds lazier. I don't know if it was their intention.
Will I am. Why did you have to go so scientific with it? We were just cucking out. Pause.
Because quite frankly, I don't think it gets said enough that...
I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Champ side has Davis over Inouye on his pound for pound. I will say this, Emmanuel.
Yo, man,
I'm not gonna take a shot at a content creator and how he chooses to structure his pound for pound list. You know, I'm not gonna do that. That's his list. You know, does it really fit the criteria of what pound for pound is supposed to be? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, but
if he wants to make a list of his favorite fighters or what he believes are pound for pound fighters in whatever order he wishes, that's his prerogative. It's silly to me. It's silly. Somebody said it earlier today that this guy overcompensates, that's what you're doing, that the only way you could feel heard is to slight other people. They're like, really, you going to put Inouye on the bottom? Hey, if that makes you feel better, go ahead, bro. Have at it. You know, it's nothing wrong.
I mean, it's the Negro League pound for pound list.
Jules, can I just say what, remember on the very lovely live that we had yesterday for damn near 5 hours? What I said, obviously, to one Mr. Steve Kim, thank you again for speaking to one of my heroes. Everybody has, and this goes for everybody, guys, like for everybody watching, I really want you to absorb this, okay? Because I'm saying it in an English accent.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion. However, I am entitled to my opinion, and my opinion is that of the fact that your opinion is fucking outrageous.
That's stupid. I mean, but that's the thing that everybody's entitled to their opinion, but that means that I'm entitled to an opinion on your opinion. The thing is that I don't
Bring
care
back
about your.
physical lobotomies, man.
The
Bring
thing
back
is that
physical
I don't
lobotomies,
care
man.
about your opinion. You could have Gervonta Davis in the first 5 spots of your pound for pound list, and I won't give a shit. It's your list. I don't care.
I don't think anybody would.
Now, the real thing is that it's not that people are taking issue with what that individual is doing. It's that he is taking issue with what other people are doing. You know, with like a ESPN list or a Ring Magazine list. Bear in mind, I don't even abide by those lists. I don't even follow them. I have my own. It's the only one I care about. I don't really care about anybody else's or why it looks the way that it looks. So if he feels better taking one of the most accomplished fighters in the sport today and moving him all the way down, you know, without really being able to reconcile, why are you doing that? Go ahead, man. Do your thing. Go ahead.
I'm still just trying to figure out how Errol Spence is on the list if he's just coming off of a loss. That's personally me.
A demoralizing loss at that. But
yeah,
that's ass beat too. What the fuck? Like, why is he even?
He didn't
there?
just lose, you know. Like some motherfuckers lose. Yeah, some. That motherfucker didn't lose. He got his ass kicked.
And some people get slave whipped. You feel me?
I ain't gonna say that now. I ain't trying to get no shit.
Nah, you got slave whipped. Fuck the shit. Fuck the dumb shit, bro.
Yo, I know you believe that Loma won when he fought Haney, but don't you think it's a little extreme to keep him on the list, even though technically he lost?
Absolutely, he's not on mine. Absolutely.
No, absolutely. That's why I follow your list.
Yeah, he's not like I would like to give the credit where the credit is due. Like I feel Chocolatito really won the second Gallo Estrada fight. I feel Loma won the Devin Haney fight. But for a sense of continuity and to keep things unbiased, I'm going to take my opinion out of it, and I'm just going to reflect the contest outcome as it is. Devin Haney still is his division's undisputed champion. He still is. So that is what I will reflect. Do I think Loma deserved to win? Yeah, but that's not what happened. So it is what it is.
I'm personally just wondering I'm a little confused in Devin Haney's position. He's petitioning to keep the BC belt at 135 in case he loses, right? To Regis, right?
But I mean, the thing is that he's not gonna, like, I don't think think about it, Ivo. If he were to go up there, like, if this is all intended to be a contingency in the event that he loses the Regis, right? If that's what this is, that, yeah, I want to still have juice at 135, I still want to be able to have my belts. Listen, if you go up there and you get knocked out, he's gonna go back to 35. He can't make that shit. If he get knocked out, you just gonna have to take some time off, bro.
Hence why I'm a little confused for this decision, because again, he knows it's hard for him to make that weight. So I'm just a little confused with this safety net when it's not really a safety net, because I don't think you're gonna if you make 140, I don't think you're gonna go back down to 135.
The question is, what realistic chance, you know, who? And I don't wanna sway anybody with my own opinion, but I'm wondering which one of you actually like his chances with Regis Prograis?
I do, actually.
I kind of do.
Here's why. Regis foolishly put out that video of him struggling to make weight. I don't know why the fuck he did that.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
On his behalf.
He wanted to be dramatic and shit, cinematic.
That sounds fucking great, but ultimately, we know he can barely make weight himself, and he said he's been struggling to make weight. You gotta remember when he fought Red Catch, he fought Red Catch at 143, and he said, I struggle to make 140. So if a guy who's struggling to make 140 also had a tough fight with a non-dude, name brand dude in Zaria, who wasn't that acclaimed, why would I not think a kid who's actually coming up?
But is that from the camp? Is that footage from that camp, for the Zorrilla camp, or is that like old footage?
Is that the Zorrilla camp? Zorrilla camp.
Wow. Why would he put that out, bro?
Yo, you know, I don't think Regis knows how the internet goes, bro. He be calling out AB when everybody knows AB's washed. I don't know why he be calling.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Why is, like, bro, nobody really, like, Why would you still think that's a money fight? Like nobody want to see AB, bro.
Camera, bro. Like even when
talk shit though. AB
even
talk
when-
wild shit.
yeah,
so
but
he
even
has
when
no
the
right to-
Zona-
I'm gonna talk shit and then stink the place out. Yeah, I done had enough of that, bro.
Yeah, well, when the Zone announced him that he was joining, they asked him like, "Yo, who the fighters that you want?" His first fighter that he says is fucking Ryan Garcia. Why are you calling it Ryan Garcia?
I mean, I ain't gonna front. Like, you know that if you fight Ryan, you gonna get money.
Yeah,
you know
but
that if
it's
you
whack,
fight him, people gonna watch.
It's whack.
Yeah, but it's an easy victory for a lot of money and publicity. I mean, any
Yeah,
person with a right mind would take it.
It's a no-brainer. Like, bro, if I could get all this money knocking out this little Barbie doll, I'm a Barbie Ryan, right?
Also, what's it called? Another
bro.
thing with Haney, I don't know if anyone hasn't mentioned it yet. They put him in champion races, right? So, and the first fight that he would have to go back with, regardless, even if they didn't do that, would be Shakur. So what he's saying to the entire world is he would be willing to lose, then go down in weight, struggle dramatically, to fight one of the most dangerous mandatories in boxing right now.
Exactly. He's not gonna do that shit, bro.
No. What? No, he would. That's the thing about these guys. Jules, didn't you just see Errol Spence go 9 rounds with Bud Crawford getting the living shit kicked out of him?
Listen
and he still
to me.
forward?
Devin is done. I think he's done. Personally, I think he's done at 135.
Yes, he is. I don't know why he's not vacating the belt. I hate this is why it's so hard to like him, bro. He makes it hard to like him sometimes.
Now listen, I'm gonna go make my coffee. I'll be right back. Y'all hold it down.
That's code for he's gonna take
Mike.
a couple of Newports.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike, check it though. He really does believe that he could go back down and beat Shakur. That's the thing.
He don't believe that shit.
Yeah, he does. I think he believes it. I
He didn't
Who
believe
went to Australia again? Who went to Australia again twice?
That's Devin.
He was in enemy territory.
Okay, hang on.
Enemy territory. They could have robbed him, bro.
If
that was
like, look at Maxie Hughes.
There was no way they could
if you
rob
really
him.
believe that.
Villain,
You know
if
what
that
I'm
was the case, Villain, if that was the case, he would not have offered Shakur 25%. That's just that doesn't make any sense there, because if he really believed that, he would have given Shakur a fair percentage for the market value that Shakur has been getting. He didn't. So him giving him 25% says, yo, Shakur, yo, I can't make this weight. You dangerous, and we'll leave you alone. But him
Chris,
also
that ain't
doing
Villain,
this.
Right.
Oh.
That's racist.
So-
Yo, is it because he's white? That's kind of racist, Chris.
So here's the thing, though.
Fucker, Chris.
Here's the thing. If you really believe that, if you really believe that hometown fighters get, the best part of the stick to, for lack of a better term, look at how bad Kambosos got beaten in his home country, and then look at how he was treated on top-ranked territory when he fought Maxie Hughes. That's how well and he separated him from Kambosos at the time. He really does believe his own hype that he could do it. The problem is that while I think he can beat Regis, because we've just seen back-to-back 3 counterpunchers lose against a pure boxer, we can also say that Regis didn't know how to cut off the ring, like Chris said. I see it. We all see it. Can you get it in one camp? I don't think you can, but crazier things have happened.
And the guy is not an acclaimed guy. He's not somebody that is of note. So ultimately, that's alarming to me when I see a guy of Regis's profile not able to dispatch of a guy like that. I understand that guy had longer arms, pause, and everything, and he probably knew how to keep distance somewhat well. But ultimately, is this. I honestly believe Devin is going to be a lot more sturdier at 140, and I think he's going to get his power and his power back. And I honestly believe that he's going to, bro. Abdullayev got his face broken by this guy. So ultimately, you guys saying that he can't punch.
He got his nose hurt, and then he decided he wanted to leave.
No, I thought his orbital bone got broken or fractured or something like that.
No, it didn't. His nose got punched. It started bleeding, and he bounced. or his corner made him bounce. That's it.
It is what it is. What it is. That punch was delivered by Devin Haney. So
no, you're right. You're right, Chris. Devin Haney has the same punching power as Nonito Donaire. You're absolutely right. Like
I'm not saying that. That's fucking disrespectful. We're not saying that. But I'm not saying he's pillow fisted at all.
No,
doesn't he have a knockout? Doesn't he have a knockout ratio of 50%? Doesn't he have 15 knockouts, 30 fights?
Blown up 50%, might I add, bro. Beating up
what's the guy's name? Zoe Abdalaev?
I will prove you.
Yeah,
hang on, my brother.
He did break his over the bone. He did break it.
I will prove to you that he cannot punch. He was in the ring with Jorge Linares and went the distance.
I will prove that he can punch because he's an undisputed champion still, technically.
I don't think he wants any piece of Shakur. I really don't think Haney wants any part of Shakur at all.
Corey Spinks was an undisputed champion too. That guy can't punch for his
I
life.
actually believe that Devin thinks he can win that one, bro.
Wait, hang on.
I mean, honestly,
someone from the comments is right. We got 176 people watching, only 68 likes. We pump those numbers up, people. Pump those numbers up.
Facts.
But no, like, I just, I see how Devin works. Like, you even heard Eddie Hearn himself. He's an expensive fighter. He's going to be fighting for the money. He knows a fight with Shakur is going to be big, but he's also aware that, he's the A side.
No, it's not.
In my opinion, he might push for it.
I would pay for that.
The most money.
I would pay for that. I'd pay for that fight.
Yo, I want to say,
not a lot of other people
that I would like. I know Jadeja is the mandatory to Savannah, right? But I would love for her to fight Clarissa, so somebody could please shut her the fuck up.
I think Clarissa has to fight the best woman in her division in the form of Keith Thurman, personally.
I was just thinking about this today. Yo,
that was perfect.
Jules, let me ask you one thing. Has Clarissa Shields ever fought a fighter who made her fight their fight?
Nah, but I mean, look, this is the thing. There is a genuine parallel to draw between Errol Spence and Clarissa Shields in the sense that you are a big fish in what is a very, very small pond. And while I do think that she is one of the best in the world, the reason that she exhibits so much dominance is because there's barely anybody in those divisions to fight. So she runs around with this holier than thou attitude that is honestly it's too much to stomach. It's overbearing. Like Jadeja fought this weekend, right? Think about this. Clarissa don't knock nobody out. She don't knock nobody out, no matter how bad they are. She don't knock them out. She can hit them with everything she got. They don't go down. They don't go out. So how do you turn around and criticize somebody for not getting a knockout when they literally have more knockouts than you?
Exactly.
If I could, there was another question at hand. Like, I was a little surprised by that comment Clarissa made because Jadeja didn't look bad. She looked really good in that fight. I'm just a little confused. Maybe I'm just not acclimated to boxing.
That's the other shit that I'm saying. That the only thing that surprised me was that Olivia was able to take those shots. But sometimes sometimes maybe it's just that Olivia is a tough broad, because she was hurt. You could see her legs were gone. She was hurt a couple of times. But I'm like, how does somebody that don't knock nobody out, like Ivana Habit, like she fought a chick used to fight as a welterweight, right? She been knocked out before. She fought you all the way up there, wherever you be at. You couldn't knock her out. You couldn't. You hit her with everything you got. Yeah. Could knock out. So how do you turn around and criticize somebody for not getting a knockout when you don't knock nobody out?
Yo, Jules, just letting you know, if Clarissa gets her wake up call or a humbling, I don't think she'll be able to take it at all because her mindset
either.
At all. Her mindset is like she already seems like she has already a lot of brokenness in her and type shit. So she loses in this shit, she might just go into a fucking psychotic rage that she may never get out of. Because the way she talks about, I can beat up GGG, I can beat up some of the men, like, GGG would have mauled you, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the shit, I don't like Thurman. But what you doing to him, what she doing to him is like, yo, you really like to play with fire, I see. Because I don't even like Thurman, but quiet as kept, he would hurt you. I don't know what you got going on upstairs there. Like, yo, that dude would fuck you up. You lucky he being nice. The dude that Lucia Riker, she went in there with a male kickboxer thinking shit was sweet. And God bless her, because she's one of the best women to ever fight, period. But that motherfucker knocked her out the same way he would have got. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what the goal is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she got knocked the fuck out. It's like I don't really know what the goal here is, other than, which is how I view it, you just looking for the low-hanging fruit, being obnoxious and disrespectful, because you know he can't come back at you with the same energy that you giving him. Imagine if Keith, after she won a fight or whatever, said, that bitch ain't shit, I'll knock her out. What would people say?
Obviously.
What would people say?
Niggas will call him a bitch ass nigga for that. You was a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you doing that for the sole reason that you could get away with it, which shows a lot about your character, that you know he can't give you the energy that you giving him. He said, yo, I'll tell you what, she could wear headgear and I'll just use my jab. I'm like, yo, for that, you might as well not do it. Because what she trying to do is humiliate you in front of everybody. She really trying to, like, emasculate you in front of everybody. She took all your Pokemon cards and threw them on the floor. That's what she doing.
My whole thing, I think if she gets too frisky, I think Keith would hit her with a mean left hook and just lay her shit out one good time. And everybody gonna look at Keith like, oh, you a piece of shit. But like, no, she called people out. Like, yo, she never called Bud Crawford out. She never called none of them dudes out. Because
that's what I'm saying. If you a middleweight, right? I call out Gervonta Charlo. He don't got no problem hitting girls. Call out Charlo.
Call Tank Davis out, bro. Call Tank Davis out.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Here's
but
the
can I
thing,
just
though.
say that real quick? That look, man, I understand why she's going after Keith. Keith doesn't need to talk it. Yeah, he talk a lot of cash shit, from behind his inactivity. But you have to understand, this guy's a unified world champion for a reason. Like,
what you also have to understand is you can't knock out girls, right? So what makes you think you have the power to hold back a man?
Her thing is that she wants so badly to be that exception to the rule, but it will never change the rule. She might get lucky with Thurman, but that doesn't mean the next guy is going to be easy, because in reality,
I don't even know about all that. Like I'm telling you right now that it ain't like Thurman. It ain't like Thurman going to cut down to 47. So get that shit out the way, right? He probably walk around 160. He probably walk around 160, 160 something. So if you going to violate and disrespect the guy and challenge him to a fight, fight him.
Honestly, I'm down for that fight. Honestly, have Keith Thurman have the Uncle Ruckus music in the background. I'd watch it.
Bro. Other thing is, I like Jadeja, right? Jadeja don't say a lot. She not a big talker, which I appreciate, because it's like, she go do the business and the fights are fun to watch, yada yada yada. Why everybody that get a look? What I don't like about Clarissa is whenever anybody gets any little bit of shine, she try to make it about her.
He's a hater, bro.
When Crawford when Crawford won the shit, there's literally a video up. When Crawford won a Spence fight, he backstage taking pictures. You such a, oh my god, like
I know what you want to say. She's a fucking loser, bro. Like at the end of the day, she looks for validation because she's a fucking loser.
He can't have his moment without you bringing up your it's his moment. He waited 5 years for that. Why you over? Yo, ain't no we. What are you talking about?
I know, glory hard, man. I just want to ask.
Yo, do you think
No, I just wanted to ask Jules, like, listen, you've seen all of Clarissa Shields fights, right?
Yeah.
So do you see any differences, any nuances to her game? Have you seen her fight the same way?
This is what Clarissa really has. She has speed, right? She likes to think, I'm gonna be honest, and this is a hot take. Alicia is more skilled than her. Skill for skill, I would say Alicia is more skilled than her. What Clarissa has is speed. That's why her fights always go the same way. And she's in love with her speed, which is why she can't set up knockouts. I don't think she has very big legs, right? So it's very strange that you have that trunk and you don't get knockouts. So what could it be? It could be that you're just throwing arm punches most of the time for speed. So you can piece them up, you can get in and you can touch them, but you can't hit them with something that they don't see, which is why they don't go down. You just go, kind of like Amir Khan, that he would just let him go. And when you know that somebody's faster than you, which is what I saw in the Lauren Price fight, one of her opponents realized that she was so much faster, she couldn't hope to do anything. So what did she start doing? They stopped fighting. That's what I see in every single fight. But looking at it, skill for skill, who's more versatile? Who's more explosive? Who shows me more? I honestly feel like Alicia shows more than Clarissa. I feel like Sinicia shows more than Clarissa. The girls that Clarissa is fighting, you cannot compare those ladies with the ladies downstairs that they got some shit. You really you can't, fam. You went the distance with Maricela Cornejo. I don't think for a second. Yo, if you put her in there with Savannah, she'll knock her out. You put her in there with Shadeja, she'll knock her out.
So it just goes back to the talent. So it just goes back to the talent pool, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I just think that because of her accolades, you have to give her flowers. But I'm probably the only content creator that acknowledges the divisions you're dominating consist of less than 100 people if I put all three divisions together. That's my son. If you take all the people at junior middle, all the girls at middle, and all the girls at super middle, you probably have close to 100 girls in total. You can't compare that to lightweight. You can't compare that.
Taylor has that many in the lightweight division alone.
Yeah.
So you're dominating these barren weight classes, picking up what are mostly vacant titles, right? And you're acting like you're doing what somebody nah, fam. It's easier for you to do that because a lot of the time when you picked up them belts, wasn't nobody holding them.
Look,
I'm still
the
mad at
reason why I
Savannah
asked that
Marshall for losing to
question,
her.
Jules, the reason why I asked that question is because I don't know. I just get the sense that she might suffer the similar fate that Errol Spence last Saturday and Ronda Rousey, had faced. Is that you fight a similar way for so long until you fight a real one, and all of a sudden you're in uncharted territory.
And I would say that, look, she fought a real one in Savannah, which is why I cannot pretend that she's not one of the most skilled fighters in the world. I wholeheartedly believe that she is. The disconnect is you didn't have that Katie Taylor road to undisputed. That road takes something out of you every time you get out there. It does. Because she had to fight somebody for every single one of those belts that she has. She had to take lumps. You believe you're more dominant than she is for fighting in divisions that don't have the same talent pool. And then, Jadeja has, she goes out there. She has a very entertaining fight. It was a great fight to watch, very entertaining from start to finish. And once again, you make it about yourself. Nobody is. It's annoying. It's like yo, dog. What's the matter with you?
Can there be a caveat? Let's when you think back to the Marshall versus Shields fight, let's not pretend it was this one-sided ass whooping.
It wasn't, but that's how people talk. Yo, you know what I saw? Enough people aren't giving Savannah credit for consistently putting you on the ropes because you spent a good chunk of that fight with your back on the ropes, and you don't end up there by accident. She put you there.
And Jules, that's why.
What I like about Shadeja, though, she's not going to commit. And I'm actually interested to see how Clarissa's going to handle that. She's not going to commit to pressing forward. She's going to counter her.
See, and that's why I asked you if anybody has ever made her fight their fight, because that's one thing I did see in the Savannah Marshall fight. Why she did get her was because she consistently made her dance with her. So
yeah, that's true.
So what happens when you take that away from her? I'm very interested to see what happens when you got a puncher in front of her who's not going to do what you want her to do.
Let me read the super chat. Jack said Regis was getting hit by Josh. He can take Devin. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see. Shout out to my man Dragon Styles. Tennis player ranked 200th. Destroyed both Williams sisters on the same day. She has no shot versus a male club fighter. And it's like, I'm not trying to diminish her. I'm really not trying to diminish her. But I honestly think that, yeah, it's like Savannah said that, like, yeah, you a bully. Because if a guy came at Keith the way that you coming at Keith, oh, it's a fight, fam.
He's gonna sleep that
Like
back.
that's what happens between guys. Like, if you just gonna be talking crazy, it's your goal. You are trying to emasculate him, though. You are, because you know if he turn around and say, "Yo, why the fuck are you talking about me? You want to swallow your teeth?" He could never get away with that. He can't talk like that. If he do, he wrong. But you get the violate, right? Yeah, I'll beat him. I'll outbox him. If you so hungry to fight a guy, hey, go fight Jamal. He hit girls. Go fight him.
You know,
and he's in your weight class.
Yeah, why did she call out Bud?
You know, in reference to 168, after Jadeja's performance, I would love to see her versus Savannah. That'd be an entertaining fight.
Bro, we need Shields versus Better Beef.
Yeah.
Oh
The
God,
streets need that.
That's
The streets need that.
Fucking, bro. I was gonna say
Nah, the
plan,
streets
bro.
need that,
Come
bro.
on, man.
The streets need that
personally,
fight, bro.
Shields versus Sonny would be a good fight. Winner pays the tab.
I do think Caleb Plant needs to slap her, bro.
Let me get my coffee. I'll be right back. My coffee just came. My coffee just percolated in my percolator.
I got a question for everybody.
Yo,
what's up? I got a question for everybody. Who saw the Keith Thurman sitting in a plane, flying coach, and arguing with people about the Manny Pacquiao fight that he still isn't shook about?
That's funny shit. Yeah, I saw it.
Down bad. That's crazy.
Now, am I wrong in remembering that Keith Thurman was a knockout artist early in his career? Because I could almost swear that he was.
He was, and then he started running into people who could take his punches.
Same way that Errol Spence went up in class. A lot of parallels between the two.
Honestly, there's a parallel for him and Berlanga almost.
Now, here's something that's crazy.
He's not.
I think Keith Thurman could have beaten Errol Spence.
The
I don't know why he ducked him.
No, the reason being he's a knockout artist until he goes up, like in terms of competition. Then all the knockouts go away.
Well, the reason why I say that is because what would you do to a Clarissa Shields if you still kind of have that? You know what I mean? Like, all he has to do is just land once, and you've just seen this weekend that you can knock somebody down with a jab.
Oh, what was something that someone just said here? Yeah, I never had him beating Errol because he was a bit too fragile. But besides that, I can see what you're saying.
I mean, the moment Keith tastes his first body punch, he does the moonwalk.
Yeah, that's why, bro. It's like, damn.
I mean, shit. I mean,
yeah, but the second Errol Spence gets anything to the chin, he does the chicken walk. So
nah, bro. 2018 Errol Spence was not.
He could eat that shit. Like,
yeah, 2018, he was gonna get. He was eating people's shots and walking through them and beating people the fuck up. I can't just say
he was walking through non-puncher shots.
Yeah,
like he was walking through Danny
wait,
hold on. Sean Porter shots. Hang on,
that is a good point too, bro. A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, Errol's chin was so amazing when he was younger." It's like amazing against who, bro?
Well,
the best puncher you fought was Kel. That's it.
Lamont Peterson, he gets so much credit for that fight. Lamont Peterson was already washed.
Here's the thing, though. Like, yeah, I understand that he didn't look spectacular against Bud, but he was still cutting off the ring later in the fight. And that's more than I can say for a lot of welterweights. They don't have that ability. Like, and the funny thing is that when you actually think about it, a Conor Benn versus this version of Errol Spence, who would have won? Because I'm not saying that Conor Benn's this amazing knockout artist. I'm saying, like, you got to think, would that version have been a match for the Keith Thurman now? Would he have lost to a contender? You know what I'm saying?
If you give Conor Benn a couple of ounces of Decabolin and some TRT on the side, I think he can do anything.
Okay, what about Boots Ennis?
He just needs a dozen eggs. He just needs half a dozen eggs. He'll knock out anyone.
I'll even give him some Oscar Valdez's tea if he really needs it.
Okay, well, how about Boots Ennis? Do you think he would have had a shot against this version?
I think Boots.
Yeah, against Errol.
Yeah, I had him beating him before this Crawford fight ever happened. So
really,
yeah, man.
I don't think so.
No. What's it called? I'm not saying before the accident. If you're thinking that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like when the accident happened, he came back and people were like, yeah, you know, he might have to fight Boots. I was like, so Boots is gonna take his titles away. All right.
Look, I can't stress this enough, but I do believe the car accident cut his punch resistance in half.
I mean, he landed on his face. How did it not cut his punch resistance in half is what I'm trying to understand.
Bro, he posted on Instagram that he was a dog and that he took it well. Like, what do you mean?
I don't want to hear the
Remember? Don't you know when he posted that on Instagram?
Look, I don't want to hear nothing about the car accident from Spence fans because he had 2 wins after that. So
I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but
let's just say Ugas knew what time it was, man, and it's like he took it easy on him.
It's not that we're trying to make excuses for it. It's that we're putting it in the context of the welterweight division. When you look at it as a whole, kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real drop off from the Mayweather era.
I think those 2 wins were tailor made for him, though, too.
Well, you usually have a couple wrinkle generations when you have like a generation that had Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather, Pacquiao. Like the welterweight division was a glamour division for a long time. It just took a minute to cool off. Like this might be it for a while, you know.
Could be, unless your core moves up.
What was that you said? What was that you said? Country, those wins were tailor made for him. Are you saying Danny Garcia, who's never had? Are you saying Danny Garcia, a man who has never won any major fight he's had at welterweight, was a tailor made win for somebody? How dare you? How dare you say that about the
bro? Even a flat-footed Danny Garcia made Errol look fucking like stumbly. Incredible.
You kind of wonder, like, if this is because how many welterweights did Bud knock out? 8?
Yeah.
You kind of wonder, could he have gone through them all with a record like this? If he's going up to 154 now, he's leaving with a 100% KO rate. That's impressive as fuck.
I think if he wasn't blackballed for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Still, you just knocked out everyone that you faced moving up. To me, that's just like, that's something you just don't see every day. Like that level of excellence.
Yeah.
Dude, look, to this day, his probably his toughest fight at 147 was Sean Porter, and he knocked him out. So,
agreed, and that's insane to think about, really. And you hear what he says. Ricky Burns was his hardest fight in his whole career. So how the hell could anything that Spence had to bring to the table bother him?
Dude, I remember the Gamboa fight. That was a tough fight for him. I remember that fight. That was
God. Good Gamboa was so fun. I wish he panned out better.
Well, I think he just should have never moved up, to be honest. He was getting avoided, but still, I think he should have just stayed at like 26 or whatever and just like toughed it out. Like, I don't care if you're getting avoided, just stay there.
God, but that's just another example of the Roy Jones shit. You just stay in the game too long, and now who thinks fondly of Gamboa anymore? He's sort of a joke now.
Well, they forget there was a time he was a pound for pound fighter.
And people do say to this day that Bud was the one that ruined him.
Oh, I agree there. Actually, no.
They were done. They were done at one point. They were done in Gamboa, the next Floyd Mayweather. It was crazy.
They did that for Adrian. I remember that.
I don't know about that though, because I feel like the warning signs were there for Gamboa. Because I heard he actually got dropped a decent amount of times before he even fought Crawford.
Well,
not battered, but dropped.
See, I asked Julius the one time. He even says that he had been dropped more times than Amir Khan in his career up to that fight we talked about. So that's fucking crazy, dude.
Just a really.
To me, he was more like a tank.
Yo, honestly, I know what Gamboa's next fight should be. Just have Gamboa versus Clarissa Shields.
Fuck it.
What?
Get his win back.
Yeah, honestly, let's see if he has his Manny Pacquiao moment against a woman and he just comes back looking like the Gamboa of old.
Hey, they can do it in the Cuban jail that he's in too, man. You know,
Rick Starr said Gervonta will come take Clarissa and go no headgear, straight jabs, hooks, overhead shots, and
he would never fight her.
Tank would gladly take that fight.
Tank would only
he would
come
take
in there.
that fight.
Tank would come in there and he would say, "Nissan's only."
For real.
He'd take that fight, but he'd have to have a rehydration clause in there.
Nah, he would have to wear Timberlands during the fight because he mad little, so he got to wear Timbs.
Yeah, and a white tank top.
And a
the
white
only way
tank
he'd
top.
fight her is if she tried to punk him and take his purse. Then he'd want to fight her after.
If she took his Lunchables, he'd get mad, bro.
Nah,
Tank would get mad if he lost his Lunchables? That's what you tell me?
Fucking furious, yo.
he would have to come in that fight with the bubble wrap suit that Julius gives him.
For real.
You know,
what I'm
you know
saying?
what? You know what's funny? CJ from Goodfellas Sports TV made me realize this. You remember when the narrative of Errol being defensively responsible came from? It actually came from Gary Russell Jr. And when he was assessing the fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. And you remember the beef that Gary Russell Jr. had with Terence Crawford, how he erroneously recounted that, he snuffed Terence Crawford, knowing that he snuffed Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford was going to hurt him. And, in 2008, Gary Russell was the bee's knees in USA boxing, right? Didn't he say he would fight Terence Crawford? He would go up to 147?
Yo, look, in 2008, Gary Russell weighed 50 fucking pounds, bro.
Yo, whatever happened to Antoine? Whatever happened to Antoine?
But
Antoine about to fight some nobody. As a matter of fact, he's about to fight. He has a fight lined up.
That's all he does is fight nobody.
Wasn't he in position for a belt? I could be mistaken.
Yeah,
Yes, he turned down a title shot. He turned when the Dominican guy had the belt, Alberto Puello had the BA. They offered Antoine to fight. Antoine said some spiritual weird shit, some old whatever, and then he didn't fight him. And now he about to fight this nobody.
He pulled out the Cambosos Art of War, and that's what happened.
But it's funny? Gary Russell Jr. and fucking Gervonta Davis, two DMV fighters, was talking all this shit. Now they mains got fucked up. Nobody wants to talk shit to Terence Crawford anymore. And it's funny. Gervonta was talking all that shit on
he been quiet as shit since last week. I ain't seen shit.
And I tagged him in a post on Twitter. Said like, "Yo, let's get Tank versus fucking Gervonta."
Word, right? You was talking that shit.
Nah, what's really good now, but like,
talking that shit. 6 rounds, right? Go ahead. You tough.
You mad?
He wants the Inoue fight.
That Inoue bullshit is getting me tight, bro. Because at the end of the day, Bud can make 47. And that's a big money fight, ain't it?
Yo, the shit is that he ass. The real shit is that look, Davis is ass, bro. You got a lot of real fights. For real. You been had real fights that you can have. He don't be in no real fights. Ryan is not a real fight. Ryan was not a real fight. We all know that. That was a popular fight, big money fight, but that wasn't no real. Come on, B.
Yo, to this day,
who are they saying he's fighting next? Other than Chris,
probably Gamboa. Probably Isaac Cruz, because Calvin Ford been saying that he want to run it back with with Isaac Cruz.
These dudes don't fight nobody.
After that fucking performance Isaac Cruz put out, if he fights him, he's a fuck. But we know he's
not a.
That's right. He wants to run it back.
When people was waiting for him, right? Think about it. When people was waiting for him to unify with Tevin or fight Lomachenko, he literally fought Gamboa for a vacant. It ain't like Gamboa had that belt. They literally manufactured it for that fight. That dude don't have no shame.
Regular belt for a vacant regular fucking belt.
Dude don't have no shame. But he next on the chopping block because it's only 2 heads left to roll. It's his head and David's. That's it.
And see, Tank is not a hard person to understand. When he got out of jail, where'd he go to? What did he do first thing he got out? He took a picture with a bunch of fucking money. That's all he's here for. He don't give a fuck about no legacy. He don't give a fuck if his fans are going to, boo him out of the arena. He's going to fight whoever he wants to fight. And you're just gonna buy it.
He about to have that Isaac Cruz rematch like we all know he's going to have. People are going to pretend that it's a great fight and this thing. And I guarantee it. If you have the audacity to try to repackage and refurbish that fight, you back down to $200. You back down, yeah.
If they start trying to charge for a refurbished garden, no man, forget it.
Forget it. Look, Jules, nobody is gonna listen. Nobody. I'm not buying that shit. I don't know about y'all. I bought that Ryan Gersha. I ain't buying no homie. You back to $200.
Bro,
easy.
Nobody gives a fuck about Playpen Davis, and nobody should be listening to fucking Hotep ass fucking Gary Russell Jr.
I have this feeling. I'm telling you right now. I have this feeling that Cruz versus Davis is going to be for the belt for the WBA belt, man.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be because Devin's on the eve of leaving. So
that's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, it's not like they ordered the fight between, Gervonta and Devin. They didn't order it. So the WBA doesn't have that rule that the WBO has. You know the rule that you can't have a title at more than one weight. So I don't see why Devin wouldn't be able to have the BA at 35 and the BC at 40.
Can I answer that for you?
Go ahead.
It's very simple. Because they have no rules. It truly does not matter. They will strip him at the drop of a dime. Look what they did.
You think they'll strip him?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's right.
The second, if what's it called? If Devin were to win, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost that fight and they magically were like, you know what? You don't recognize him as champion at 135.
They did that
and
to
people
Rigo.
are like, yo, what? You didn't
They
even.
did that to Rigo.
That makes no
They
sense.
did that when he had the BA at 122 because he lost at 130. They stripped him. They did that shit. They did do that shit.
They did that twice to him. You remember the Scott Quigg Carl Frampton fight?
They did Rigo dirty as fuck. You got two guys that don't want to fight him. You gonna take his belt and give it to them? That's crazy to me, bro.
He was the jawbreaker at 22. At 22, he was breaking niggas' faces and jokes. Like
they did him. Nah, they really did him crazy.
It's weird, bro. They upgraded fucking Quigg, and then after Frampton vacated, they gave it back to Rigo, and then after he lost to Loma, they just upgraded Roman. But Roman would have fought him, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, bro. I feel like he should have just moved up. Why didn't he just move up? To be honest, like
if anything, he shouldn't have moved up. He should have moved down. Because remember, after he lost to Loma, he literally moved down to 118. So if you could have made that all that time, you might as well have moved down and broke some jaws. Maybe you would have got some fights.
No, remember he had like a tune-up on the PBC on the Plant versus Uskaragi card against obviously a tune-up, and then he fought Sega at 122, and then he moved down. So he actually came back to 122, and then went to 118.
But that's my point. That if you could have made 118 at that age, because remember by that time that motherfucker's old as shit. That means that all those years prior, when you couldn't get fights at 122, you should have moved down then. Because if you could make that weight at 38 or 39 or however old he was in recent years, that means you could have made it then instead of, waiting at 122 and not getting any fights.
So you mean when he was in his late 40s, he should have moved down?
Right? That dude is old, bro.
Bro, that dude is 60.
He would have made it for the tournament then, wouldn't he? If he moved down to 118 then?
That is the point that I am making. Remember, they had the Bantamweight tournament with Inouye and Donaire and Ryan Burnett.
Steven Young. Whatever happened to Ryan Bernard? Whatever did happen to
Zolan, he retired after he had the back injury. After he had the back injury in the Donaire fight, he retired off of that, bro.
Yo, for real? Because remember he beat that Kazakhstan dude that beat Baby Pitt. What's his name?
Bro, he was a good little fighter. He was a good little unified champion. He was a good little fighter, Ryan Burnett. He was. He got into bodybuilding, I think. He started getting swole.
Oh man.
You know what's crazy? He was more than that Kazakh fighter.
Yo, you know what's crazy about Zolani Tete though? He holds a record for one of the shortest fights in boxing history. This guy is no fucking joke.
Yeah, who was that he knocked out? He did knock the shit out of somebody.
I think it might have been Butler.
I think he knocked out some South African dude. He just hit him with a right hook, went straight to see. I said, "Damn,
damn!" You know what's crazy? Tete was on a run until he met Casemiro.
Yeah, but the Casemiro shit is like there's a caveat. He was coming off an injury and a lot of inactivity. Casemiro is not that good, bro. He's not that Casemiro is
no, because
he's good. He's solid. You would say that he's a solid fighter. But he's not like put it this way. If it were Casemiro and Luis Neri, I would pick Luis Neri.
Oh, okay. No, but Luis Neri could box, though. At least Luis Neri has to.
Bro, listen. Casemiro's claim to fame is beating Zolani off inactivity. That's the only thing he did. He is not that guy.
No.
Hey, I found the name of the guy that Zolani Tete knocked out in 10 seconds. I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'll put it in the chat.
Fuck that shit. Let me read the super chat. Straight Duckett said Clarissa versus Jake Paul. Who wins that fight, fellas?
Man, by nature, Jake Paul should win, but I think Clarissa, obviously, because of her boxing, would win. But it's kind of weird because Jake is huge compared to her.
Jake
so
is
it's like,
big, man.
Bro, I hope Jake.
Is this a real question?
That's a real question, bro.
In a man versus woman fight, the man is going to win. So Clarissa Shields.
Some real
No,
shit.
no, not even close.
Says Giovanni Cabrera, so good he took Pitbull's jab away. Yo, yeah, Giovanni, Sugar Ray Giovanni, bro.
What fucking
yo,
jab did
you know what's crazy? Giovanni, hey, peep this. Giovanni beat that dude that just got that knockout on the zone card that Darlene went the distance with, that Filipino guy. So Gio might be better than what people expect, but that was
No, Gio is no. Being real. Gio is better than advertised. Let's say that. Like he's not he's not a bad fighter. Like he's not a bad fighter. But I think that what it really is that you expect that Isaac, if he is what they say he is, that he can handle that. Because that dude don't got power like that, Giovanni. He don't have power like that.
You're right, but Gio has like a style that I think it's gonna take someone that's like stronger than him, legitimately.
Bro,
like
Muratalla would knock him out, right?
Yeah. I want to see it. I want to see it.
William Zepeda would knock him out, bro. Deja la vaina. De Los Santos would probably knock that motherfucker out, bro. Like
I don't know about that though.
I don't know. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Yo. I gotta tell you something. That Santiago kid will beat Maloney, ring, and I'm on here on record. He'll beat everybody.
You talking about Santiago Mexicanito that just fought down there?
Yeah, I saw the comments. Julio Mayman.
He does not beat Jason Maloney. He does not beat Jason Maloney.
Polo, you tripping, man.
I'm not tripping. That's why Maloney.
You tripping, bro, man.
The only reason Santiago got the opportunity because Maloney said no. I don't want to fight.
Santiago peleó con un donaire que ya estaba viejecito.
No, but I got the when they fight and he beats him, I don't want to hear. Oh, Maloney wasn't that good.
Yo, I got Jason the train station Maloney. B.
All right, baby. We'll make a bet. We'll make a bet.
Australia, B.
Australia, motherfucker. You mean the same one that said, "Oh, I don't want to fight Nonito there. Let me go fight."
Yeah, but that's still the whole Probellum situation.
Nah, he's huevos.
No, there's more to that. There's more to that, Jason.
Mis huevos, man.
Listen, bro, Jason the train station Maloney, motherfucker.
Bro, they knew because Nonito Nerve would knock him out, and they knew that's why they didn't want to fight him. They were like, "Damn, this is a bad stuff, man." It's all.
I mean, listen, right now with Bantamweight, listen. El Puertorriqueño, he's probably gonna win the IBF, right? Emmanuel Rodriguez. He's probably going to win the IBF.
Oh, yeah,
Takuma has the WBA. Santiago has the WBC. And Maloney has the BO. So it's we got a nice thing going at Bantamweight right now. This is a good situation that we got to get unifications because none of those fighters by themselves is making money like that. So for y'all to get money, y'all got to fight.
All right, don't sleep on Santiago, man. I hope
Jules,
they fight.
What's the latest?
Santiago no mierda, manín. Deja la vaina. Don't start hyping up Santiago. Ese tipo una mierda.
I'm just kidding. Who did you pick in that fight? If he's so shit, who did you pick in that fight?
Bro, I picked my man Nonito Donaire. I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
but I'm just saying, Ray, you gotta put some respect.
What's the latest with Nonito, bro?
No, if I may,
what's the latest with Nonito, though, bro? What's the latest with Nonito?
Well, I haven't heard too much from Nonito, but I do have some good news. We got Nonito's son. He's working on a beat for me to make a brand new intro, and I'm very much gonna. I'm looking forward to that. Kid's got a gift, so I'm looking forward to that. As far as Santiago se puede ir para el diablo, coño, ese maldito huevazo.
Hey, get the hate out your heart. Get the hate out your heart. Be mad at Malone.
No, but be real. He doesn't beat Takuma, bro. Just be honest, Santiago.
Oh my God, y'all are trolling. Y'all are trolling.
No,
bro.
I'll tell you what, Polo. I'll tell you what. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. But I'm gonna say this, man. Let's not pretend Santiago wasn't the guy who lost to Antonio Russell about 2 years ago.
It's kicked by who? By Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Yep.
Yo, Santiago is the weakest link, bro. Deja la vaina. He's the weakest link.
No.
Okay, Polo.
No le gana a nadie, coño, nadie. Not Takuma.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. When he becomes a unified champion, I remember.
Unified champion.
No, I remember Julio said something. I'm gonna remember Ivo, whoever that is. I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, hey, I picked on him. Most of the world picked
on
him.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, when he beats Takuma, the same guy that was.
He's not gonna beat Takuma. Yes, Takuma on points. Takuma on points. Takuma on points.
Okay, Polo. Hey, Takuma's gonna be a champion by the end of the year.
You know it.
Yeah, I love Polo. The moment he gets a pick right, the guy he picked to win because for some reason he won is now like the second coming of Jesus Christ. I love it.
When did I ever say that? No, when did I ever say that? I'm not like you that.
Santiago no le gana a nadie, coño. He's very fucking lucky he has that WBC title. Very lucky.
Hey, it could have been Maloney, but Maloney didn't want to find out. Remember, what did he say? Oh, let me go fight.
Yo, Jason, the train station, Maloney will fuck him up, bro.
Look, they're all holding the belts for Junto Nakatani before he moves up anyway, so I don't know what we're all bitching about over this.
Yeah, don't Junto have a fight coming up, I think?
He's fighting Argy Sanchez, the guy that
It's a good fight. That's a good fight. I like that fight. Hey, Kenshiro también. Kenshiro has they're gonna show it on ESPN Plus for those that are interested. Kenshiro's next fight. Yo, Bomba still got the BO? Does Bomba still have the BO? Puerto Rican, Bomba Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Why didn't they reschedule their fight?
Yeah,
why do you think? He ducked that smoke.
Bomba don't want that shit.
No, he don't.
I gotta ask you this question. Why is Amanda ducking the smoke with it when it comes out to Elise?
Amanda alone, bro. We not doing that.
No.
We not doing. No, listen, leave Amanda alone, bro.
Why?
We ain't gonna do that. That's the homie. That's the homie.
That's the passing of the torch, bro. The hunter has to get hunted sometimes, bro.
You gotta understand, when Amanda fights, I'm Puerto Rican, and it's as simple as that.
Nah,
really picking, but when she fight, I'm Puerto Rican, right? So leave Amanda alone. Better cut to Chris. Chris, where's the fucking camera? Leave her alone, yo.
Nah, B, we not doing that.
Actually,
leave her alone.
You better pray I don't find you.
This is boxing, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Nah. Leave Amanda alone. No Amanda slander.
Jules, we're gonna hold you hostage so you do a breakdown, okay?
Nah, I'm not breaking shit down, bro. I'm not even going to talk about that. What is y'all talking about? What is y'all talking about?
How Amanda got broken down.
Nobody. What are y'all talking about? What?
Nah,
son, leave that. Nah, we not doing that. We not doing that.
Shit out of her. Look, Alicia will beat the shit out of Amanda.
Yo, shut the fuck up, yo. Cut that shit out, yo.
You guys gotta understand something about Jules. You guys gotta understand something about Jules. He hasn't fully recovered from the chalk outline of Ramla Ali, okay? He's still just...
No, for real, that was an awesome upset. You cannot deny. That was crazy.
That's the knockout of the
Yo,
oh my god. That was nuts, dude.
That shit. Motherfucking Scrape Duckett says Salt Poppy stops Tank. Didn't Salt Poppy lose his last fight though?
I think so, yeah.
I think
he lost. He got outboxed or some shit. I remember.
Why are we even talking about a dude who's not even a professional boxer like that? Let's not even disrespect the sport and talking about that novelty shit like that. Jake Paul shit versus fucking another MMA guy who's not even well versed in boxing is just this corny, bro. Like we literally had one of the best beatings that we've seen in a while.
We got a classic coming up, bro. Like de verdad. I wouldn't be mad at a Valdez versus Navarrete trilogy because I have a feeling about that fight. That shit is they gonna rumble. Yo, Polo. Polo.
You fucked up.
Fucking shit. Al Haymon got him. Polo.
Marco.
Santiago got him. Fuck, Santiago got him.
Come on.
I wanted to know who Polo has. I'm leaning, like, I haven't made my prediction yet because I want to look at Valdez's last fight. I think he fought Adam Lopez in his last fight. I just want to look at him one more time.
He looked good in the Lopez fight, didn't he? He looked really good. I remember.
And Emmanuel looked like shit in that fucking William Wilson fight, bro. He looked like shit.
Bro? When I watched that fight, I did not see Oscar Valdez look good against Adam Lopez.
He didn't look spectacular to me. He didn't look, but he did look
a
better.
lot He looked a lot
He
better
looked
than
better
Navarrete,
in the second fight with Adam than the first one, because in the first one, remember, he got dropped in the first one. So he did look better. Not great, but better.
I think he looked good. I think the only thing he didn't get was the knockout. Like he comfortably won that fight.
What the fuck happened to Polo, bro?
He said
he's on here, but you just can't hear him.
I say
Mirage
this,
got him.
Mirage
he said hold up. He said hold up in the private chat. He said hold up. So he's probably doing something.
Technically, he said hold up.
Polo.
I say
I don't
this.
know. I don't think I have all the what's it called, Navarrete though.
Hey, Mirage is in the
The
chat.
shit is, like I said at the top of the show, and I like Navarrete, so I don't have a horse in the race. It's just that for me, he had a lot of success behind being a very tall super bantamweight and a very tall featherweight, right? A lot of the stuff that he did, at least to me, seems to rely on him being taller and longer than his opponents, because he was always very big for super bantam and feather. But now that he's at super feather, you can't really get away with a lot of that stuff. And that was indicative in the Liam Wilson fight, that the way he leans over his lead foot, you can be countered. Your hooks are very wide. You can be countered. That you don't have all the advantages that you had below 130. So I look at Oscar and I'm like, well, Oscar's not necessarily taller than Emmanuel, but he is acclimated to this weight. And we know that he can punch. We know that he can knock a motherfucker out. So, and he is more of a boxer to me than Emmanuel. So if you come at him, he can counter you. If you come at him, it's when he has to chase you that he look kind of caca. But he don't got to chase Emmanuel. Emmanuel is going to be in front of him all night.
And let's be honest, when has height ever been an advantage against Oscar Valdez? This dude shattered his last opponent's nose. Bro, I know this is going to be a Mexican war, gentlemen. This is going to be a beautiful fight coming up.
I wouldn't mind seeing 3 of these shits, man. Be real. I wouldn't mind.
I say this,
if it's a firefight, I got Navarrete. Straight up.
I've never read getting fucking
Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit. Y'all fuck you, Julio.
Yeah, I'm telling you this. Navarrete is going to get put to sleep.
Wait, you have him go. Wait, Chris, you have Navarrete losing or winning?
I've Navarrete get put to sleep.
I can see that.
Same.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I got Valdez, man.
Oscar Valdez at the lower weights, one of the hardest punches, pound for pound, and I don't think we give him the credit he deserves.
I agree with that.
Berchelt versus Valdez 2.0.
Yeah, except this guy's a southpaw. Exactly, that's exactly virtuoso. Except this guy's a southpaw. That's the only real difference.
I see this being a competitive fight to a point that they can score the draw. Don't count on Navarrete, because remember, he is the longer fighter, and those uppercuts,
no me de la vaina. I don't want to. No, don't give me the fence riding bullshit in the bookies version. Who the fuck do you have winning the fight? And I know that you made your decision already.
Draw.
You're betting on a draw. You're betting on a draw
with their styles.
So I said, no, yes.
Bro, if he makes that prediction, you gotta give him his fucking flowers, bro. That'd be impressive.
No, Polo's good. That's why I asked him. Polo's good.
If they score the draw.
Do you really? So you don't think that you're not leaning more to one than the other? You're saying no. I think unanimously it's going to be a draw. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because Valdez has a style that and so does Navarrete, and I feel like something tells me it's gonna be a competitive fight where it's gonna go and it's gonna be a draw.
Competitive, definitely. But you don't think that Oscar could knock him out, especially how he looked in his last fight?
No, I think there's a little bit more. I think Navarrete does have the reach to fight him from the outside, and it's gonna go to the dick. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I just can't see it.
Close the door.
Polo, does he really keep it on the outside like that? That guy gets into wars.
Yeah, when does Navarrete box at range?
Do you think that he could keep him at distance like Berchelt?
Pitufo Diaz?
Bro, Pitufo Diaz was a fucking war, bro.
No, I mean, was it really? I mean, bro, look at
yes,
bro.
You can watch it on ESPN Plus, right? That was a war.
No,
I'm not saying like boxing. I'm just saying the way he was using his reach. Like, bro, I don't think that was a war.
Navarrete doesn't do this. He does this. He steps into his jab. He doesn't that. Yeah, I'm gonna jab you and you gonna be. He steps into his jab. So Nah, son, he's gonna keep Oscar out.
That uppercut.
I remember.
He's gonna
I'm
meet
sorry.
Oscar halfway.
I'm sorry, I can't even believe that, dude. Valdez is a fucking beast. No, regardless of what.
Nah, so here's my question, right? I remember Navarrete in his last fight. He looked sloppy as hell. Remember, lots of feints and such, but sloppy, dude. Reaching, no purpose, just like I don't know, man.
He
You do
pulled
that.
knockout out of his ass, guys. Let's be honest. Like and really, let's be real. He should have lost.
I agree. He lost to
should have lost. That the ref gave him the maximum consideration, and that was with Liam Wilson.
Didn't Liam Wilson hit him in the back of the head? I mean, is nobody gonna say that because?
Come on, bro! Don't do. Come
Wilson
on, bro.
was on his feet almost down when that quote unquote dirty punch landed.
And you got to admit that was a long count. Dude got time out the ass when he got dropped.
Exactly.
Well, hang on. Let me read the tea leaves here. I'm gonna go out against the grain here, and I'm gonna say Navarrete is gonna win by knockout. I think he knocks out Oscar Valdez, and the reason I say that is because they're gonna find each other, they're gonna hit each other, but one of these guys trained with oh god, I'm having a brain fart. What's his name? The guy who knocked out Rock Williams.
Bro, listen. You got Oscar Valdez, who's trained by Eddie Reynoso, who has one of the best counterpunches on the planet in Canelo Alvarez. I feel like the stars are aligning for Oscar a little more than Emmanuel, because stylistically, he doesn't. When Oscar looks shit is when he has to go out there and find the guy, like with Robson Conceição or with Shakur. If he has to find the guy, then yeah, he looks like shit. But if the guy's gonna bring it to him, and Navarrete, that's what he does. I feel like that favors Oscar.
And I think.
I'm sorry, but I trust the guy who had a broken jaw who went the distance with Shakur Stevenson, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trust that.
I really want to bring up a point that Julius made earlier on. Navarrete needs to get that wake up call at a higher division. You can't just lunge and be off balance, dude.
And that's what he does. He's the only reason he's been able to get away with it is because he had a noticeable advantage over most of the guys at 122, most of the guys at 126. You don't have that advantage anymore. And we know that Oscar, he can punch at this weight. He hurt Shakur, even though Shakur's got a great poker face, but he hurt Shakur to the body. We saw what he did to Burchell, right? You can't stand in front of Oscar thinking it's all good, bro. You can't. You got to move.
Oh no, Navarrete. Honestly, I didn't like how his body looked in the Wilson fight either. It wasn't like completely out of shape, but it wasn't as in shape as he looked kind of like like that.
Mirage is doing his Canelo thing, and
Yo, we talking about we talking about little guys. And he's talking about.
Nah, I'm cool because after Mel, it's David, bro, and Dave. Ooh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of broken hearts. I don't know why y'all keep drinking. Y'all keep drinking that PBC Kool-Aid, man.
Want that fight, bro.
Nah, pero tú sabes que hay dinero en esa pelea también, Polo. It's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money.
Dude, I want to fight so badly.
No, I'm saying that because I don't want the suicide. I don't want the suicide rates to go up. I don't want.
Bro, you know
I don't
they
want
are.
my religion this. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want. Oh, Canelo's this. Oh, he's like, bro. I'm good on that. I'm saying it jokingly, but I'm just saying, dude.
Yo,
if this was bad, I just don't even think like
this one really hurt. I don't know what it is about Errol that I just don't understand what the fascination is, you know? Like I honestly don't. Like, to me, Crawford should have had I'm not being real. The man barely fought before the Crawford fight. It's not like he was out here entertaining the masses and exhilarating the crowds with a bunch of the man barely fought. What is the fascination?
And can we be honest?
It was just promotion. Like, he was just promoted better.
And I would also say
they like Spence more because you know why? Spence is more personable than Bud. That's what they think.
Bro, but they have like a crazy.
Spence is a bore. He's just as much of a bore as Terence is. He just got promoted.
Spence is at the strip club. He's drinking.
Bro, Spence talk. Whoever Bennett listens. This is how Spence talk, right? Remember when the teacher asked you to read chapter 7 and Lord of the Flies? That's how Spence talk. and things like that.
Hold
and
on, hold
like
on.
that.
For real talk. Doesn't Derrick James give you special ed vibes?
A little bit.
Come on, man.
That's
messed
And yo,
up.
let me just say this, man. 154. Listen, it's not that Super Mario mushroom thing where you power up, bro. Spencer's gonna get demolished again.
Yeah.
get fucked up there, bro.
Listen.
By who?
It's so they don't understand it. Listen, bro. I'm telling. Look, Polo.
Spence doesn't beat Michelle.
Wait, Polo. If Brian Mendoza were to land on Errol, how he landed on Sebastian,
game fucking over.
He wouldn't even need the follow up,
Man,
bro.
we're
He could
kidding,
just land
bro.
the one.
We're getting out of ourselves.
No,
Bro, my God.
listen. I'm just saying.
man.
I'm just saying that, and I've always said this. This is not new. I've always said this, that you was a little bit big. You're not even real big, because Tito Trinidad was bigger than Spence. Oscar was bigger than Spence at welterweight. Yes, that's why they were able to keep going up. Spence, if you go to 54, the little advantage that you had at 47, you won't have it anymore.
Yo, it's official. I have Mirage's prediction for Canelo versus Charlo. He's got Charlo by robbery under the scorecards. So with that in mind, Mirage, I want you to put money on this. Let's put some money on this, right, Boyo? And I don't want you switching it, because I still remember the Tim Tszyu. You switched up on Tim Tszyu really fast.
I honestly think Mel stands, my honest opinion.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Mel stands a chance, but the problem with Mel is there's two main things. The way you can beat Canelo is the move, right? That's how you beat him. You got to fight a similar fight to the fight you fought with Castaño. The problem is you haven't fought in a year, and you're going to be heavier than you ever were. You're going to be carrying way more weight into a fight than you ever did. And how are you going to keep up the movement with those circumstances? So I actually have Mel getting stopped.
Also,
I think he's going to
also Mel doesn't have a great boxing IQ.
Let me ask you.
Tony Harrison was giving him so much trouble, but also with Canelo, like, bro, if you don't have a good lead hand, like, if you don't have a good jab against Canelo, he's gonna fuck you up. And I don't think
Mel has a decent jab.
Yeah, but it's not world class. It's not like Devol, Floyd Mayweather.
It's not good.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
It's styles, guys. He's a
yeah,
counter
he's not
puncher. Boxers, pure boxers tend to make him look like ass. We know this. This is just styles. Mel is not a pure boxer. He's a boxer puncher. Boxer punchers get countered out the ass.
They do.
They do. I actually argue and say he's more of a counter puncher, but he's more of a counter puncher brawler, because he's not scared to get into his firefight.
No, he's a Mel's style. He's a boxer. He is a boxer puncher. That's the best way to describe Mel. The thing is that you're a boxer punch. Canelo is that too, but he's better than you are, and that is proven.
Yep.
He's better than you are. It's levels that if Mel is a good B plus, Canelo's got to be at least an A minus, because he's way better with that style than you are. He's way more versatile. The only thing you have that he doesn't have, right, is feet. It's the only way you beat him. To create distance, create space, and set him up. But I don't think you'll have the timing to do that, because you haven't fought in over a year.
I agree. Timing is going to be
to set up the upper, to set up the right, set up anything. You got to be sharp. I don't think he's sharp. The last time you fought was Castaño. So
and what's Canelo's track record against guys who are taller than him exactly?
He was fantastic, bro.
Yo, Julius, I'm familiar how I can see how that fight playing for some reason. Remember the Lomachenko Teofimo fight? The first 8 rounds, instead of 7 or 6, the first 8 rounds, Charlo has some success in the mid rounds, and then he gets stopped like in the 11th. For some reason, I have a feeling the power is not going to carry, and he's going to be a bit slow, and he's going to be tentative to throw so many shots, because he's what's coming back. I honestly do think it's going to be like the Teofimo Lomachenko fight, except more wider, like. He's gonna have success in like the 9 to 10, and then he gets stopped in the 11th. Like I got a feeling, man, that 2-week.
Polo. If y'all don't know, Polo knows his shit. Don't get it twisted. Except when it comes to Santiago, but he knows his shit.
I don't know, bro. He just told me how great Cabrera is for like 5 minutes, bro.
He didn't say he was great. He just said he was better than advertised. Good, bro.
So is
Mirage
that girl
got
that
him.
knocked out Ramala? Is she sucked too? Is she a bum too? The
Nah,
one
I
that knocked
never
her
said.
out?
Espérese un momento, espérese un momento.
Nah, I'm just talking
La
shit, bro.
roquera, no, cállate,
Polo's
coño.
just talking shit now.
Cállate, coño. Shut the fuck up. I've known about La Roquera since the Mercado fight. That broad is not no fucking game. I said going into the fight, they're like, yo, Ramla better not punch with her because this broad, she is fucking hard, bro. So don't get it twisted. I was never sleep on Guzman. In fact, low key,
Yeah,
and I
that's
told,
true. I remember
listen,
Julius saying that. That's true.
I told Sulem, I told Sulem, I think Alejandra is Chavez's daughter.
That's funny as shit.
I'm not playing, Polo. I think that's Chavez's.
No, I
He
believe you.
always
No,
in our fights. They always taking. I think that's his daughter, bro.
Yo, let me
I
ask you
think
something
it is
real
true.
quick, bro.
Julius, I said
At
it.
least
And
he has
people were
one
like,
child
"Oh,
in
dude,
boxing
get
he can
on
be
him." So
proud
you
of.
know the backstory. No, Julius, you know the backstory then because you notice that too. That he's always in pictures with her. He's always keeping up with her. He has somebody in his family with her at all times. I'm like, bro, that's not a coincidence. But hey,
I think
what do
that's
you know,
his
right?
fucking daughter, bro, on some real shit. And I'm like, yo, why does this fucking broad hit so hard, bro? Like, she hit mad hard. And if you look, she got mad pictures with
knockouts in
Chavez.
women's boxing, and we never see knockouts in women's boxing, which is crazy. Let's be honest.
Nah, but what?
Bro, mira, te lo voy a decir. I love Amanda, y'all know that. I saw Alejandra really hurt Mercado more than Amanda. So I put it in the intro. She was decking the shit out of Mercado. I'm like, yo, who is this, B? Who is this lady? I've been a fan ever since, but obviously I wasn't happy to see Ramla get knocked out.
Yo,
yeah,
Jules,
nobody was,
real-
bro. It was just like, damn.
Yo, I got a question for you real quick. Remember when Triple G fought Canelo? He was moving up from 160.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you remember the body punches he was taking and how bad they were hurting him?
Mm-hmm.
What's that gonna do from somebody who's coming up from 154?
Ooh.
Remember,
Julius, remember before the fight, a couple people we know, I'm not going to say names, they were saying that Triple G is going to be stronger at 168. And how did that?
Exactly. I'll say this, that this is the thing. It's a caveat that if it were Charlo versus him and that guy, he actually would feel better that you don't got to cut down to 54 anymore. So you might feel better with him and that guy, tune-up guy, keep busy guy. But that's not who you're fighting. You're fighting literally the best super middleweight, literally. So with him, he's going to push you. Canelo is going to push you to your limit, and it's not going to be comfortable. I believe there's slippage. Don't get it twisted. I believe Canelo is slipping, but 75% of Canelo is better than 100% of you. I think he's going to get him.
I look at it from this perspective then. I have seen those training montages, and you know it's a montage, so we can't read too much into it.
Y'all know what a montage is.
Of course.
I'm
Hey,
thinking,
Julius.
I think Jamel's going to be sharp.
I think he's going to be sharp in the first couple of rounds, Chris. Yes.
He's going to be sharp 2 rounds.
That's what I'm saying. That the things that you need. Look, I'm not bullshitting. Hand on heart, under the right circumstances, Mel wins this fight because he has some of what you need. But the thing is, that's not the circumstances right now. You need to be sharp, and you need to be able to time Canelo on the way in. He fights on a swivel, some of the best head movement in the game, right? To slip, roll and counter, slip and counter, right?
That sounds so crazy, bro. Like, that's a crazy.
All right, staying off the line, you childish motherfuckers. Stays off the line. All right? I'm saying that you can't time him on the way in because you haven't fought in over a year, bro.
And his power can't bail him out.
Julius.
That shit is not going to carry 2 weight divisions.
Well, he had that boo-boo on his hand, Jules. That totally legit boo-boo on his hand.
You know that I don't think that he was
milking.
That's the main thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm still like, yo, was he really injured?
No.
Probably.
So.
It took longer than he took a little vacation. But I was about to say, all I know is Julius, Canelo wouldn't have needed a rematch with Castaño. He would have stopped him the first time around.
Eso. A guy like
Also-
Castaño. Y mira, Castaño no es malo, pero esa otra cosa también que Castaño called out Spence, right?
I remember that.
He
If
called
he
him
can
out
make weight,
recently
I'll pick,
after the fight.
Castano on that
He
one.
called-
but
Said that
I
he
don't
knocked
think
him out in the
I-
amateurs.
I think he called him out before.
Before
I
the
got
fight,
Spence
yes,
in that
No,
one,
he
man.
did. He
I got
did
Spence
because
in
of
that one.
because they got it because he beat him in the amateurs. But after the fight, when he heard that Spence is like, "Yo, I'm coming to 54," Castaño was like, "I'll be waiting." He said that.
Tim Tszyu has wanted a piece of Errol Spence for a while because he doesn't like Errol at all. Like he was saying, man, I know Crawford's gonna win, but I hope Spence does because that means he's gonna come up and see me.
Yo,
Tim Tszyu doesn't like Errol Spence. What the hell?
Because Errol, I think it's just that whole
It
team,
was
that
during
whole
the
Texas
press conference,
team.
bro.
Yeah, they're always talking shit about Tim Tszyu.
I think
He
Crawford
said that he
beat
was. I think
Castano.
he said it was trash, and he
Oh,
picked
not Crawford,
Tony.
my
He
bad.
bet money on Tony. Bro, all Errol does is lose money on fights. It's
That's
crazy.
all. Yo, listen, bro.
Hey, Terrell,
That's
good
all.
shit.
That's all Texas does, bro. In general.
Did you see Adrian Broner after the Errol Spence fight? That
Yo,
dude
he-
looked like he lost a lot of money.
Yo, Steve?
bro.
Yo, listen. Me
He
and Steve
looked
Kim was talking
fresh.
about it yesterday. There's a video where Adrian after the fight, that motherfucker was turning white. So
Yeah,
I know he lost
I
something.
knew it wasn't me, bro.
Dude,
He looked like you
Yo,
saw when
he
he
looked
saw Crawford and Shakur Stevenson, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Dude,
bro.
Yeah, he looked like they came in along and took his house away right after the fight ended, man.
He has to. And I'm like, it could be that he was shocked that Errol got destroyed like that.
Nah, I
But
think he
knowing him, you bet a lot of money, didn't you?
Hey.
You bet a lot of money on Spence, and
bro.
Yo,
No, can I talk? Go ahead,
like I
Chris.
said, Jules, it goes to show you, these motherfuckers who claim to know boxing, even boxers, they let the subjective biases fuck them over every fucking time. Like, how do people not see that a fucking guy who went through a car, who doesn't live the life of a boxer, was gonna be the guy who's disciplined?
well, you
hits
gotta
harder,
go.
does
Yo,
all
look,
that
in my
shit better.
award-winning prediction video, right? I brought up two
Boy,
guys that
say that shit
don't.
one more time.
In my award-winning prediction video, I got an S for that shit. I brought up two guys that don't got nothing to do with nothing, that don't have a horse in the race, and they're about as unbiased or objective as they can be given the subject matter. And that was Dmitry Bivol and Usyk. The both of them picked Crawford. Then you think about James Toney, who doesn't like anybody. He doesn't care for anybody. He said a long time ago Crawford would knock out Spence. He said that a long time ago. So when you look, the unbiased observers that, I'm just going to tell you what I think. Even Roy picked Crawford, right? What I noticed is that a lot of the people that are in boxing, that were boxers or are in boxing, aside from PBC affiliates that are towing the line, most boxers and people in the know, they were going with Crawford. Most of them.
Manny Pacquiao went from saying Errol Spence was the best to leaving PBC and switching to Crawford so fast.
I'm telling you. So
yeah, I just want to talk my shit for a little bit, okay? David Benavidez's only solid win is his drug addiction. That's it.
Bro.
That's his only valid. His coke addiction's his only valid win. So I don't want to hear none of that young dangerous.
What are you talking about?
Yo, they saying that. They said, but wait. I'll tell you what, Mirage, this butt's for you, my brother. If he fight Andre to knock him out, he'll make me a fan.
That's crazy.
They saying they gonna fight. I'm with that hot shit. I'm with that. Oh yeah, I like that.
Ivo, you are a piece of shit.
Hey, look. All this shit, right? Okay, let's say as one side as we all think Jermell versus Canelo is going to be. What does that make? What does that say about David Benavidez when David Benavidez doesn't have half the resume Jermell has?
That's true though. That's actually true. Jermell's resume shits all over David Benavidez's whole life. Like he should just end it. Like, bro, just stop.
Yeah.
David Benavidez is running from David Morrell.
But
David
look, I'm cool. I'll tell you what. I'm cool with you not fighting Morrell if you fight Demetrius. Oh yeah, I like that shit. One of y'all gotta go. One of y'all gotta shut the fuck up. I'm with that shit. I like that. If the rumors are true.
Yo, is Demetrius even a boxer at this point, bro? I think he's more of like a car salesman.
Bro, I don't know.
Benavidez's resume is the equivalent of snorting a line off the top of a urinal in the men's bathroom at this point.
And the intrigue, I'll tell you what, the intrigue of Benavidez versus Andrade as a fight is that even though Demetrius is supposed to be the more well-schooled boxer, comes from an Olympic background, right? Team USA. He's been a 2-division champion. He's at his 3rd weight. He's also in his mid-30s, and he is slowing down. So even if you are more experienced and somewhat more polished, and you're a southpaw, it's like I could see similarities to the Plant fight because Demetrius, he does slow down in the mid rounds. He do slow down. He does end up, every fight is the same. He takes his foot off the gas. He'll start off quick, get in some really good shit, and then in the middle, it just plateau after that.
Respectfully, I completely disagree with you. I think David knocks his ass out in 4 rounds. And I'm being dead on it. And I'm going to tell you why.
Bro, he didn't knock out Caleb at all. How's he going to knock this guy out in 4 rounds?
I'm going to tell you why. I hate David Benavidez. I don't think he's a good boxer. I think Andrade's feet are completely gone. You saw how he lunges in the first 4 rounds. I think he gets caught with something and he goes down.
But David doesn't have one-hitter quitter power. He has to accumulate damage. He doesn't have that and then you out. Otherwise, he would have got Caleb out of there, bro.
That is a good point.
Yo, again, I love it.
Andre's so sloppy, bro. I honestly, I don't even know. Like, I was looking at him fight for a minute. And I was just thinking, damn, I can't believe there was a time I really thought he was about to really do something, bro. Like, I was really on the Andre train for like 2 hours, bro. And then I saw a full fight and I said, nah, this is horrible.
I'm gonna tell you what. I gave him. Y'all know I gave him a chance, but the Yanni Beck shit, that was like, yo, all right, bro. What am I doing? What am I doing with my time?
That's a fact.
What am I doing, bro? Like, nah, bro, you suck, bro. That's the story. That's the end of the story.
And the Parker was the nail in the coffin. And
It's like you don't want to do nothing, fam. You don't want to do. And this is why I don't. What really set me off is fighters like Lara. They go overseas all the time, bro. And that's what they do, bro. They get it on. The Argentinian women that come over here and get fucked on the cards, right? But you thought, oh, you can't go to the UK to fight Zach Parker? You nervous to fight Zach Parker? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Just get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You didn't fight Zach Parker just to get knocked down twice by Desmond
Nicholson. Yo, you can't make it up.
And this is the dangerous fighter that David Benavidez. That's what I'm saying, bro. Andrade is a semi-retired fighter, but y'all giving Canelo shit for fighting Mel, who's just undisputed. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's
what's crazy too, bro? If he fought Andre like tomorrow, you know what would happen immediately? Oh, Canelo is cherry picking Andre because he looked bad against Desmond Nicholson. Like he did the first time he was about to fight Charlo. Like I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but you do not get the ideal time to fight anyone, bro. You can't bitch and moan about him not fighting your guy.
True, bro.
I swear there's a dude that said it about it was a guy's channel a while ago called like Nordic Warrior, and he made a video about Dillinger Saunders not fighting Triple G, and he said it was after the Akarov fight, and he was like, bro, this got to be like some American bullshit in his fucking veins where he magically thinks just because he did bad in one fight or just because he feels like he can't win, he's just not even gonna try. Like it's just stupid.
It is because nobody really gets anybody. Like it's rare that you get a Trinidad versus De La Hoya. That is very rare, bro. It's rare that you get a Fulton versus Inouye. And bear in mind that it wasn't an inopportune time for Fulton because he hadn't fought in a year. So usually the stars, like I know it's a cliche, but it is true that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Because the most opportune.
Because remember, he didn't want to fight. Remember, he didn't want to fight Ali for some reason. He didn't want to fight.
Right, he didn't want to fight Reece Salim. And Reece Salim ended up fucking losing to the Australian guy.
Wait, Reece Salim lost?
Yes, bro. In Japan, he lost to the Australian guy.
Jeez.
Look,
but that's crazy, I don't know, man. Alim is good. I still think
no, I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's bad. But that was a good fight, bro. That was a competitive fight with those two.
Well,
I forgot the Australian's name though.
Wait, why was he fighting the Australian? I thought
You
he
know
was
what
supposed
would
to
be
be
so
fighting
hilarious,
Alan
Ring? If
Picasso
they
or
end up
something.
matching each other, if Alim and Cool Boy end up beats Cool Boy, I'll be like, damn.
Yo,
but Alim is not about to leave 122. Alim is not about to leave 122, whereas Stefan indefinitely is going to move up.
He said that No, Alim said it that if he don't get the fights that he needs, if he doesn't feel like anything is moving, he'll move up to 126, and then his dream fight would be with Navarrete. And I was like, respect. He said that.
Yeah,
He wants to go up to
motherfucker. That'd be
130.
a fucking nightmare for you, bro.
Hey, I think Navarrete beats Cool Boy and Alim, to be honest. Both of them.
No, what the fuck you think I'm saying? Like, nah, y'all not built for Navarrete, bro. That dude is a dude is a tornado with fists, bro. Neither one of them have. What Oscar Valdez is out. The reason I think he has a chance is, that dude has power. Stefan, you don't have power. Reese, you don't have power. So I don't see nothing on either of y'all to keep him out.
Alim has respect of a power, though. I give him that. That's one thing he does. He does got more power than Cool Boy. Just doesn't got nothing. But Alim at least has something. But the size difference.
I just remembered how Figueroa looked in the Maxayo fight. God, that shit is so depressing. How bad he is, bro. Like, I thought Leo would. He make Leo look like Duran, bro. That's how much Brandon sucks.
Let
me just say that.
Leo in his when he fought the Razas, when he fought fucking Frampton in the rematch, Leo had something. Right. Maris también. I'm just saying that Brandon is so ass that he make Leo look like Chavez, bro.
But it's because he's so physical. Like, he's fun to watch, but the thing that gets me mad is he smuggles his punches. Like, he just
Brandon is another Sebastian Fundora, bro. He's just another Sebastian Fundora.
No, but he has a chin, though. No. But one thing he has,
chin.
He has
¿Con quién el peleo que tiene
skinny.
pegada? ¿Con quién who he fought that could punch?
Neri, I guess.
Neri is a fucking bantamweight.
But I mean, you're right. We'll see, bro. When he fights someone with, you're right. But hey, I'm telling you that I've seen. But you're right. Those guys were at smaller weights. So
as far apart as his eyes are, could you imagine if somebody fractured his orbital bone? That motherfucker would look like an alien.
Yo, hold on. Imagine Figueroa fighting Robeisy Ramirez, bro. That would be one of the best ass whoopings of all time.
You know what?
Bro.
I actually think
I don't know about that, man.
Yes, you do know.
Yo, you see? This is the high shit I'm talking about. I can't take that seriously.
I think Figueroa would give Inoue a tougher fight.
Figueroa gets pissed off, man. He gets pieced the fuck up.
No, I don't know, man.
He does, man.
I think he's like small enough to like smother Inoue for a couple rounds.
Figueroa don't want no part of Inoue. Inoue will knock his ass out.
Nah, but the shit is that's never gonna happen. There's no precedence. Look, if you think about what he knew he has on the table, he has fights for the next 1.5 to 2 years. So Brandon is up there at wherever the fuck he's at. They're not gonna fight, bro. They're not gonna fight. Yeah, they're not gonna fight, bro. Trust me. Because he has Tapales, he has Casimero, he has Neri. He got plenty of shit.
He has Goodman. He has Goodman.
Right, the other mandatory, like, he has plenty of shit he could do, bro. Brandon, he just need to get surgery because his eyes is too far apart, bro. Like, that shit don't look right.
If Brandon wants the Inoue fight,
but I gotta
get a belt at 126.
All I know is Fig isn't going the distance with Isaac Dogbin. Let's be honest, Fig isn't going the distance with Isaac Dogbin.
I mean, that fight ain't gonna happen, bro. Like, forget going the distance. They ain't gonna fight.
It does happen.
Wait, no, he can go. No, I see him going the distance. He doesn't really punch with enough like pop to really like hurt dog bait to the point where
I think Lara would knock him out.
I don't know, man.
No, Lara would knock. Yo, oh my god, I would love that shit.
Bro, I see him walking right into his left.
Bro, Lara would, he would, dog. It wouldn't even be right. How hard, like, because to me, that's an easy fight for Lara. Lara doesn't have to find him. He'll come to like, okay, you want to stand in front of me?
Punch his eyes straight.
Lara versus who?
Bro, he'll hit the motherfucker so hard, he'll start looking like Ryan. His face will change. Like, he hit him that hard, bro. Shit is crazy
Hit
out
him
here,
so
bro.
hard that people think he's a shapeshifter.
For real, yo. You that motherfucker. Bro, Brandon ain't nothing but a Aldi Ryan Garcia. He supposed to be like the PBC Ryan Garcia. That's what they going for. Yeah, that's what they going for, bro.
Brandon is just fucking like. Let's not even talk about, bro. He's irrelevant, bro.
That dude sucks, bro.
Bro, he's
I don't say he's irrelevant because he's pretty close to a title shot, but
he's not irrelevant, but he sucks.
I meant to say he's ass. My bad.
He's not Rolly. He's not Rolly ass, but he is
Rolly
ass.
Hey, that's bro. That's disrespectful, bro.
He is ass, though.
Rolly has warped our perception of what it means to be ass in the sport.
Romero is a champion at 140
because he sets the bar so low.
Yo,
That's like I
it's
didn't even know it could be that low.
You know how low the bar was set? People were actually like unironically saying Barroso looked like a threat, and I was like, bro, I don't know what you guys are looking at, but Sergey Lipinets said it best: wide punches, no coordination. This shit looks awful.
Julio, you remember when Boots went 12 of Karen Chukatsi and people were saying Karen Chukatsi would give anyone problems at 147? I remember.
That. I remember that.
I remember.
Like, nah, man. Karen has good feet, though. You got to give him that.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Again,
yes, nice pivot.
Listen, if Keith Thurman, if he still has his legs, man, that's.
But he doesn't, Julio, and you know he doesn't.
But we don't know that though. We
do know that.
No, he still has his legs, but the thing is, though, he still isn't durable, though.
But that was years ago. I think we deserve to like have another look. But if he still has them, man, Boots is running the gears with him too.
Bro, I don't know about all that shit. I'll tell you what, it's getting late. It's getting late, and I have to fart.
Rolly.
I want to see Clarissa Shields versus Rolly Romero.
Yeah, I wanted to say this.
That's the best one.
That would be hilarious.
I just want to say this before you shut off the live, Jules. I just want to address Mirage one thing. Charlo Jermel fought twice in the last 2 years. Andre fought once, so I don't want to hear the active argument. That's not a good argument, buddy.
It's not a good argument.
That's a
right,
horrible
gentlemen. I will see y'all on the next one. Everybody, take care.
Have a good night, everybody. All right, Jules, thanks for having me on, brother. Night, fellas.
Deuces.